He didn't have, no, he was clean at that point. Yeah. He stuck to it too. He went to meetings, and Zapolo wasn't either. Zapolo, so Boyles was a wild man. And then I always heard Hal and Charlie, they'd be fucking drunk literally on the air. I just never forget those guys. They said, your shtick, Martino, I don't know if it's going to make it. How much can you talk about broken toasters? I can see where that would come from, too. Bird. These broken toasters. How many people can you go after with broken toasters?
It was fun, though. I mean, you know, they all were mystified by what I did.
Broken toasters.
By taking pictures of this important document, Steve can always have them stored online. More simple disaster. Who said that about you?
Yeah, Alan Bird. When we would go out, Bird, Zapolo, me, and Boyles, and we'd be at a bar, and we'd there talking about me, my show, and saying, how long can you talk about? Well, this is before I had my own show. I mean, I was doing TV, but I was on his show.
Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Our Troubleshooter, welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where I am solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. I also make recommendations on what to buy, where to buy, why to buy, like realcbdthatworks.com. I can't say enough about realcbdthatworks.com, Panacea Life Sciences. 30% off if you use Tom in the promo code. It's good for inflammation, it's good for energy, it's good for pain, and it's good for anxiety. realcbdthatworks.com. No, it doesn't make you high, it just makes you feel good, and it's the truth, honest to goodness. realcbdthatworks.com, 30% off Tom in the promo code. I want to mention something. You know how I do a lot of research on immunosupport and also supplementation and all of that. I mean, and this is not something like I dabble in. For 40 years, I've been in touch with research doctor, metabolic doctor, Dr. Ron Rosedale. We've been close friends for more than about 40 years. And we've been talking about it, and I discovered something. I didn't discover it. Somebody turned me on to it, and I'll be telling you more about it and where to get it. But and it's not, by the way, I'm not selling anything. But it's, again, another supplementation that I could not believe. I guess I didn't realize you could really feel this good. I'm going to be talking about it Monday. No, I'm serious. I don't mean to be a tease. I'm going to give you a hint. NAD. NAD. That's all I'm going to say. NAD. Don't rush out and buy anything or do anything till you hear from me. And then my immunosupport. People are very pissed at me because I promised to put that online. And I never did it. I promised to put my subs. Here's why. People advise me, okay, some people are advising me not to, because you don't want people saying, Tom, I did your immunosupport and I got sick. In other words, I caught COVID anyway, and you're a jerk and all this, because people just are so litigious, and I don't want people thinking I'm saying it's an end all. But there's a way to do it. I just have to put up a disclaimer, and I was waiting for basically my attorney to give me the disclaimer, to be honest with you. But if you call me on the show, I'll talk about anything you want. But right now, what we really want to talk about, of course, is helping you. Let me get up my call screener, because that's the first thing.
Wait till people hear this update from Smarty Marty. He's in Florida. We actually tracked down where those people that are conning people into sending packages, care packages, to prisoners. Marty went out there today, Tom. Wait till that report a little later.
Yeah, he went out yesterday.
No, he was there this morning.
Oh, this morning. Okay.
Remember, that's Florida, so they're a little earlier.
Now, today is Car Day. And we're really making a big deal of Car Day. We have Matthew Groves on. Now, Matthew is the vice president of the Legal, Regulatory, and Compliance Division at the Colorado Automobile Dealers Association. Now, mind you, this is not a governmental agency. It's not the Dealer Licensing Board, but these guys, They know about the Dealer Licensing Board. They probably know more than anyone what the Dealer Licensing Board requires and doesn't require. And we got into a big discussion about the laws and how this one law of disclosure of material particulars and some other laws about safety, we were surmising, we were concluding, this is not the Dealer License Board, we were just giving our opinion that based on what we read, it almost sounds impossible to sell a car as is without being on the hook for a whole bunch of stuff. And I want Mark to bring that up because Mark was really mystified by it and baffled by it. Do you have it in front of you, Mark?
10 seconds.
Okay. So Mark's going to get that in front of us. But then I believe Matthew, Suzanne, told us that we went a little overboard on that, right? Or is he the one that said that?
No.
Who
no.
said that to us?
I don't know.
Oh, you said, somebody said we got it
It was
wrong.
Big Jim?
No,
John Kronberger is on line 7, and he said there was just a little bit of
misinformation.
Let's go to him first.
I got it pulled up, too.
John is a car dealer, right?
Big John's Auto. Was on the Colorado Motor Vehicle Dealer Board
but
for
he was
5
also
years.
on the dealer board. John, who makes up the Colorado Motor Vehicle Dealer Board? People, this show is so valuable, you will learn a lot. So mark this podcast for you to listen to the whole thing. And then callers, I will get to you. But John, you first. I need to know,
okay,
who makes up a dealer licensing board, John?
First of all, the dealer board is appointed by the governor and whoever's in power. I spent 5 years on the dealer board, and the makeup is they have 3 used car dealers, 3 new car dealers, and then they call them 3 public at large. They're usually affiliated with the party of the governor, and sometimes they're moving up to pad their resumes. But the thing is that when you come before the dealer board, a lot of things have happened. And for people to think the dealer board's going to be your salvation, it really isn't. It's where the final the final decision comes down. If you have problems with issues on cars, and I know that I represented 1,400 dealers, used car dealers in this state after I got off of the dealer board, and there's good dealers and there's bad dealers.
Well, we all know that, John. I mean, that's really... Of course there are.
And so, what we try to do and what the dealer board is set up to do is protect consumers.
And we know that, too.
And the dealers that are on there, they want to protect consumers because when there's bad apples out there, and car dealers have enough of a reputation to overcome, we probably bend over backwards to make sure we go the extra. But Colorado is one of the most regulated states in the country, and as far as consumer protections, I think you're in a good spot here if you know how to navigate it.
Now, John, quickly, we were saying, according to some of the laws we know, like material particulars and different laws, and I can quote them if I need to. I have them all down. But according to those laws, it did sound that as is really isn't as is. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to as is than as is. Because there are some requirements that I never dreamed of. Like, for example, the state law about material particulars. I mean, that one specifically names a lot of stuff that the car dealer has to comply with. And then the one on safety. You said we were given the wrong impression or something. I would like you to just let me know what you mean by that, if you could.
Well, this is what it comes down to, and I don't think it's changed since I got off of the dealer board, but the litmus test on all this is, do you have knowledge?
Okay.
And if you have knowledge, you have to disclose.
But John, Norris that says the absolute opposite.
No, he didn't say the opposite. What he said was, Mark,
safety stuff.
Yeah, what he said was, with safety, it doesn't matter if there's knowledge. If it doesn't have brakes, you need to make sure it has brakes. It's incumbent upon
windshield.
you. It's incumbent upon you to make sure it's
Bald
safe.
tires.
Right. So in other words, John, there might be something unsafe, and they can say, I didn't know it had bad brakes, but they're still responsible for brakes. Is that right or wrong?
Well, that's just I mean, as a business person, you're responsible.
No, but as far as the board.
John, what I'm saying is, as far as the law goes, you don't have to have knowledge of unsafe items. If it's unsafe, you have to make it safe. You have, in other words, what I'm saying is you have to make yourself knowledgeable of the safety aspect. You can't just sell a car without brakes and a whole bunch of safety items and say, I didn't know.
Well, no, I mean, you could sell a car, you would disclose what the particulars were, but what came up the other day was that one of the dealers had knowledge, but it did not show up on the Carfax. And they hold
on.
It was just the opposite. It showed up on the Carfax, and he said he did not have knowledge.
Well, no, I think he actually said he did have knowledge, but here's what the real deal was.
No, we had two different ones. One was that brothers, they knew it was salvaged.
They knew it was totaled. He said it wasn't salvaged.
And they did not disclose it.
So it came into this. He's saying, well, it doesn't matter because the only thing I have to disclose, the people at Brothers said, is if it's a salvaged or branded title. And this title wasn't branded, although it was totaled.
The law says any extensive damage. Again, I'm not going to bore our audience and pick apart every word of a law, but here's the way I understand it. If a car is unsafe, a dealer has a responsibility to make sure it's safe. They can't not check brakes, for example. Okay? Now, they may not check compression. That's fine. I get you, John. They don't have to check for flood damage. They don't have to check. They can say, I didn't know it was in a flood. I didn't know it was in a collision. But they can't say, I didn't know it had brakes. When it comes to safety items, it was my understanding that there are certain things they have to check. The windshield, the brakes, and all of that to make sure a car is safe. And then with the material particulars, you're right, John, they have to know about this material particular in order to disclose it. But the point we were making before is that even though they may say they don't know it, how can they say that when I pull a Carfax and can find it out in 5 seconds and they said they didn't know it? There are some cases where a dealer says, I had no idea it was in a collision or it had heavy damage. And in 5 seconds, we found it out on Carfax. So I don't know. I know the law says knowledge, but I think I can take it a step further and say if they were intentionally ignorant, I'll bet you that goes against the spirit of the law.
But how about totaled vehicles, whether the title's branded or not?
Mark,
do they have to have knowledge of it?
It's covered in the law, and it says, no, again, Mark, it's extensive damage. It doesn't just say salvage.
Well, John, what do you say?
Well, I don't want to go into it because right now it's 18 after the hour. I have to take a break and come back. So here's the bottom line. Actually, John is in business, and John, I can't speak for the dealer board right now. It doesn't matter what John says. What I'm saying is the comments, and I don't mean that because he doesn't have knowledge. He has more than us. What I mean is this, is that the law can be interpreted any way you want, but it does say if you have knowledge of a salvage vehicle and extensive damage, it doesn't say it has to be salvaged if there's extensive damage. The point is, can a dealer say, I had no idea when it's sitting right there on Carfax? I mean, what I'm saying is you were intentionally ignorant. And to me, that goes against the spirit of the law. We're going to talk to Mr. Groves from the Dealer Association. And by the way, I agree, most dealers are great people. This is nothing like it used to be in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
I've got one word for you, Tom Cruise.
Nothing.
On this new weekly podcast, Meeting Tom Cruise, we're going to
Okay, Mark, to clarify on the Brothers one, insurance let them know it was a salvage title. Brothers owner said to me, I knew it was totaled, it was fixed properly, I was comfortable selling it, but it didn't have a salvage title. I don't know if that's an oxymoron or not.
That's all I'm trying to find out. Is a dealer, regardless of knowledge or not, can they sell a totaled vehicle without disclosing it?
I want to talk to Susan. Everything's on fucking podcast. I got to get out of here.
Hey, Dano, did you see the new camera? Flash to it. Before the show, we're going to be putting it up. Flash to the new camera when you get a second. I still got to adjust it, but I finally got it working this morning. It's pretty cool, people. You think we argue here, wait till you see us in the morning arguing.
We are back. This stunning custom home features a beautiful 40-foot staircase. From the
where is it?
To the jaw-dropping master suite with a very own
fuck, Dan.
Mark. Yes, even though they copy you on everything, yeah, just let me handle the text on the Colorado paint care.
Oh, I'm not touching it.
No, I mean,
I wouldn't touch it with the 10-foot pole.
I want you to touch it when I am overwhelmed, like with on other shit, the problem stuff. But this one about scheduling, I'm just dealing with Suze because I'm springing stuff on her. So I just don't want us both ganging up on Suze.
Dude, okay.
What?
I'm just saying, she can't edit shit if it's coming down to that. She's never edited anything in her life. You don't even know it. We're talking about different things, aren't we?
What does editing have to do?
Okay. They kept wanting her to pull everything the doctor ever said and edit it all together.
I have it.
And she's like, I've never edited anything.
No. Hey, Suze, you did give me the doctor's entire appearance, even though it was spread out, right? So I can go and find the different questions, because I'm going to edit that over the weekend, right?
She can't even pull shit.
Okay, good.
Do you understand?
No, that's good. She gave me the whole show. I'm going to go through and do it. She's
okay. You can grab any show, by the way, right at Troubleshooter Network. Everything's there to download.
Okay.
And that's what we told her too. Aren't the salespeople supposed to be doing that shit, to be quite honest?
Well, we made it. Yeah, they would have. But I made it hard for them because we said I'd let me do it.
Well, I'm just telling you. I mean, I find that insane. If Frank wanted something, I'd go do it because that's my client too, you know? It's just insane. And they have access to shit. We can't even get, we couldn't go down.
Yeah, I got the download here. Thanks, dear. I'm going to take care of this. In fact, I might take an hour today, maybe. I might just get on the
Well, whatever, but my point is, the salesman.
Why is the live cam showing our office?
I just said to show it.
Oh, you
so
did?
So they can see it.
Oh.
We'll go in there and make out.
Listen, just make sure you don't have your beefcake up there when we're doing it.
I'm going to go check.
What was I going to tell you? Damn it. Oh, where are you going? I'm not going to say where you're going to get. Are you guys going today till Sunday or just tomorrow? Hello?
What's that?
Are you going today or are you going tomorrow?
Tonight. Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah, where you said
you were going?
Yeah. That's all. Just curious, man. I think we're going to do a quick weekend somewhere, too, here soon. This fucking winter's been nothing. I mean, we could go driving around in the mountains with no problem to Breckenridge, anywhere. It's crazy. There's, like, no snow.
They also treat a wide range of epidemic issues, including respiratory infection like flu and pneumonia, migraine, dehydration, sprain, strain, and lung infections. Plus, Dispatch Health is in the network with most health insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicare Advantage. So the next time you're sick or injured, stay home, stay safe, and let Dispatch Health come to you. Do you have questions about getting a house call during COVID-19 pandemic? Or want to sign up for your free account? Visit dispatchhealth.com. Again, that's dispatchhealth.com.
From the exergent temporal scanner thermometer weather.
Okay, whatever Mike did fucked me up.
A high 43 degrees. Mountain snow, though, becoming tough travel if you're heading out that way. I'm Fox 31, good weather meteorologist for starters.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. New to the Wendy's 2 for $5 lineup is their classic chicken sandwich. So go grab a 2 for $5 deal and pick 2 faves, like a Dave's single spicy chicken sandwich, nugs, and now the classic 2 for just $5. Price and participation may vary, limited time only.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHAL.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Without further ado, if you didn't hear the first segment, you're just going to have to catch up on the podcast. It's a very important topic on cars
and the dealer licensing board, what they do, what disclosures dealers have to make, et cetera, on used cars and as-is cars and all of that. Matthew Groves is the Vice President
of the Legal, Regulatory, and Compliance Division of the Colorado Automobile Dealers Association. This is an association of Colorado automobile dealers. So, Matt, thank you for being here. So, Matt, we had a discussion. Hi. We had a discussion on some laws. And you know, I used to say when people called, as is, folks, you're out of luck. As is. They said it only lasted 5 miles. I said, I don't care if it lasted 5 minutes. It's as is. Then some of these issues were so obvious. It had been a heavily damaged vehicle, a flooded vehicle, or something else was wrong with it. And then we start looking at the law. One of my car experts who does diagnostics, SOS inspections, he says, Tom, look at the law. There's a little more to it. So I look at the material particulars law, and I start looking at safety regs, and I find out it's not as is, and sometimes dealers have to disclose certain things, and dealers have to make sure a car is safe. I'm going to leave it there. Now, are we misinterpreting those laws, Matthew?
No, you're not misinterpreting the laws. The one thing I would tell you is that the requirement to have safety equipment like brakes on a car actually is not the material particulars rule. That's going to be governed by the federal government and the National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration. So, yes, there is a requirement. It's just a separate set of laws. Yeah,
but there are some safety laws with the state as well.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's whether or not it's state or federal or exactly which law it falls under, basically a car has to be safe, and then basically they have to disclose major stuff.
Absolutely.
And what happens if they don't? Because we get these calls all the time, then the place doesn't want to fix it or doesn't want to step up. So what do you guys do?
Well, they're an association, Mark. They're an association.
Don't you have to be part of that in order to sell cars?
No, this is not the dealer license board. This is a private association. This is go ahead, sir.
Unlike some states, all 260 new car dealers in Colorado are members of ours.
Good.
So we do have, a pretty broad reach when we try to push down policy. I will say that you were right as to dealer must disclaim what they know, and if it comes up in something like a Carfax at the time the car was sold, or something like a title brand, we're going to call that constructive knowledge. It was out there at the time of the sale, and you should have known about it even if you didn't.
Okay.
Now, if a Carfax comes up 3 months after the sale of the car because they got it from an insurance company and not from a prior owner, then that's not something that was known about at the time of sale. We always encourage our dealers, print out the Carfax, have the customer sign and date it, and put it in the deal jacket so they are acknowledging what the both of you knew on the day of the sale. That is our, the practice that we recommend to all of our new car dealers. And obviously with new cars, it's a little bit less of an issue because there's lemon laws that protect people if new cars don't meet the standards that they're supposed to meet coming off the line. However, now if we do have a consumer call and say, I think something went wrong in my process, I feel like harm was done and I was mistreated by a consumer, we have actually contracted one of the retired investigators from the State Department of Revenue to intervene and deal with consumer complaints for us. So typically that process will be we will refer the customer out to this individual and he will go to the dealer and say, hey, can I take a look at the deal jacket, address specifically what the complaint was and say, based on my experience, this is how I believe the state would see it.
Okay.
You obviously have the opportunity to make it right. If not, then they have the ability to go back and file a formal complaint with the state.
I want to make clear, this dealer association is not a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hey, let's get rid of this and let's see how to get around this reg. As I know this organization, they're pretty stand-up. Really. I mean, as a group, you guys don't want bad guys around.
That is correct. We deal on customer relationships, and if you lose a customer, they typically are never coming back, and that is a finality in your business. You have lost them forever.
Okay, now, as far as what you guys are doing now, what's the biggest challenge? Tell me what's going on. What's new?
Most of what we are dealing with on a regulatory level has to deal with carbonization and emissions. 2 years ago, in 2018, the state adopted a low-emission vehicle standard followed by a zero-emission vehicle standard in an effort to get electric cars on the road. The state is pushing towards 1 million EVs on the road by 2030. Right now, we're sitting at about 35 to 40,000. So that's a significant gap they want to cover down on. How that relates to probably your listeners is that when we redid low-emission vehicle standards, that was a statewide standard. Unlike today's emission standards, which only cover about 12 counties in the state instead of 64.
Okay. Now,
as we go to this new emission standards, we're probably going to have to cover the entire state.
All right, I want to recap something. If this guy says, I didn't know it had heavy damage, this dealer, and we can find that out on Carfax in 5 seconds, what do you think about that? I mean, I know it says if they have knowledge, and you said or should have had knowledge, but the law I don't think says should have had knowledge, does it?
Well, should have had knowledge is an exemption. So if there's title brand, it's going to say it doesn't matter if you knew or not. Because it was there and it was available for you to know. So if you remained willfully ignorant, you're still liable.
Is that now, or is that what you're proposing? Is that now? Really?
Yeah. If you have a car that is salvage, you cannot register that car ever again. And if you sell a car that can't be registered, that's going to be a problem.
Right, but there are ways to get salvage vehicles rebuilt and on the road. That's what happened in this case. And brother said, we didn't know, or it wasn't salvaged, so we're off the hook. But I guess what I'm saying is, if something is heavily damaged, and like I said, it's on Carfax, but the dealer chose not to pull a Carfax and sold the car as is, can he, is it right for that dealer to say, I didn't know, if the consumer finds out 5 seconds later? I mean, it seems, I don't see where the law says has knowledge or should have knowledge. I wish it did say that. Mark, does it say that? Do you see that wording?
It says knowledge.
Does it say or should have had knowledge? Or?
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
The one that really bothered me, though, was some of these advertising laws. Like, you can't say everybody's financed. But yet, I can tell you dealers right now that advertise that on their website. No one's turned down. And it literally says right here on the Code of Colorado Regulations, you can't do it. The other one is push, pull, or drag. Hell, I see TV commercials on push, pull, or drag for some brand new dealers out there, and it says you cannot do that unless you're talking about a specific vehicle that someone's going to purchase, and they don't. How come none of that's not policed?
Yeah, well...
And I'm not trying to beat up on these guys.
No, well, this is an association. I mean, they don't enforce law.
No.
But what about these? I never realized how strict these laws are for advertising.
Sure. So we most recently updated our advertising laws in 2016, and the 19 state-specific advertising laws are sort of all under the premise of you cannot be misleading or deceiving to the customers, and they supplement what Regulation Z and Regulation M have at the federal level. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that everybody finance, no credit reject is not allowed unless the statements are true. So if you're doing financing in-house and you can guarantee everybody financing,
you can say
that. It's just that most people can't, and so we, as a blanket rule, encourage people not to do it. I don't. Did you see that on a new car dealer site? Because we generally.
Well, and again, I don't want to go over specific. I mean, we can off the air. But Mark was reading the other day a ton of them that he found.
How about the push, pull, or drag one?
So I'm not. Are you referring to? I guess you're referring to Rule 7 here. Or maybe, no, I'm sorry, maybe Rule 1, advertising a motor vehicle which is not operable condition unless specifically disclosed. So if it can't drive, you can't sell it, right? That's the idea. But we have a foundation that is called Clear the Air Foundation, where we recycle older vehicles that are higher emitting and get them off the roads for good. So if a dealer is going to take in on trade something that you can push, pull, or drag, that's fine, because they may not resell it. They may just donate it and have it scrapped. And we encourage that.
Okay, hold on a sec. I got to take a break. I want to take some problems. I want to take Dawn's problem coming up with a car dealer. And then again, I mean, all we're trying to do is understand consumers' rights more, because we get so many calls on these.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martini.
Couldn't get them right now. Sue's on the dealer board itself. See, I knew that. I knew that's what you thought when you started asking questions. To be honest with you, there's not much. I mean, what basically can you guys tell us?
These guys can't do anything. They have no power. I want to know what happens when someone breaks the rules.
John was on the board. He can talk to that.
Okay, well, let's just ask him.
He can.
I mean, just like the people we're talking about. It was on the Carfax.
Suze, do you know what Dawn has a problem with?
Watch out for traffic laws westbound I-70 between Copper Mountain.
Do you know what Dawn is about?
In place of eastbound between Silverthorne and the Eisenhower Tunnel. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Partly sunny in Denver with a high of 46. Right now, mostly cloudy and 30.
I'm good on both. I just wanted to know what. Okay. I'm trying to get a preview of Dawn for the guy.
It's deal and pick 2 faves.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Sandwich, nuts, and
5 seconds to Joe and Ellis.
Price and participation may vary. Limited time only.
All right. If you need cash, you want to get rid of old jewelry. You know, what good is old jewelry if you're not wearing it anymore? Gold, silver, it may be worth a lot more than you think. What about old coin collections? You know what? David Ellis Jewelers, a trusted name for 40 years. In fact, I've known David that long. And he's right in the Cherry Creek North shopping area at the corner of 3rd and Clayton. David Ellis Jewelers. Here's the quick message. He will take your valuables and pay fair prices and honest prices and not cheat you out of anything. And this is what's important. So many people are going online and getting ripped off. Can you believe they send them off blindly to be assessed and then expect to get money back? Don't take chances like that. No one's going to give you a better deal. Listen, the price is the price on this stuff, and David Ellis Jewelers has the money to pay today. 303-322-8779, 303-322-8779, David Ellis Jewelers, 3rd and Clayton. That's David Ellis Jewelers. All right. I hope you do not need Joe Lazzara. He's a criminal defense attorney. Of course I hope you don't need him. But I don't want to joke about this. When it comes to criminal defense, whether you truly were guilty or innocent, nobody cares about that. What we care about is that the system is handled properly and that you're represented properly. Many times you do go through the system, you have no idea what's going on. And it's the worst that can happen to you. If you're facing a DUI, for example, there's 2 things. There's motor vehicle and then a criminal charge separately. He can handle both of them. If you need help, just take the name Joe Lazzara. You can find him at referralist.com. Here's the number, 303-429-6200. Flat rates, quoted up front, 303-429-6200.
To keep your home comfortable and
bought a used car in October from Mark's Auto Dealers. That's what they're called. And they promised to fix this and that. They didn't. Now they're not communicating. It's one of those.
And you never have to worry about high-pressure sales. 24/7 emergency service also available. Call 720-542-8153. That's 720-542-8153. Or visit PrimePlumbingHeating.com.
Facing a job loss?
This says the disclosure process. Listen to this. Prior to signing of the contract, the seller shall produce a written document disclosing all known material particulars. Both the seller and the buyer must sign the document. And it's deemed part of the contract. What does non-exclusive list of material particulars mean in your brain?
A non-exclusive list?
A non-exclusive list of material particulars.
It means including but not limited to.
Yeah, but so once again, though, the whole thing that rides against this is the knowledge part. If they don't, basically what this guy's saying is exactly what we have known forever. If they just claim they didn't have the knowledge, there's not a damn thing anybody can do.
Except about, he said, salvage for some reason.
Yeah, this says, see, this, under the non-exclusive list, it says certificate of title or a salvage vehicle, a branded title, and that's number 1. Number 4 is a total loss by an insurance company.
And then doesn't it also say extensive damage or heavily damaged?
Accident or collision damage,
right.
Flood or fire,
right? Yeah,
and hail.
I mean that's a lot of shit, isn't it?
Listen to this one. Listen to this one. Listen to what I read right here. They must disclose this if they have knowledge, which is the whole loophole. The motor vehicle had been used as a police vehicle, vehicle for hire, or a rental vehicle. Now,
Uber or Lyft.
Any fucking Uber or Lyft would fall right under that. Well, that's my whole point. Big deal. If they don't have to say, we don't use Carfax, how would I know it had a salvage title?
I guess we're asking, can they just read it?
That's all we care about. If they say we didn't know, there's nothing anybody's going to do. And that's what I always argue with Norris. Norris is a great guy, but he thinks like you can sue these companies and they're going to have to buy it back. It just doesn't happen. Has it ever happened that you know of, unless they decided to do it because we're pressuring them?
No, I totally agree. I totally agree, Mark. I've always...
And it is bullshit. They shouldn't be able to hide under that knowledge with something like Carfax out.
But... Anyway, I just...
We're the only ones. This is the rescue plan. Recovery coming next. What the hell's she talking about?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Okay, listen, we do have to get to calls.
Yeah.
But I guess
in a nutshell, I'm going to ask John Cronenberger, who owns Big John's and Auto Sales, and he is has been on the dealer licensing board 5 years. Not on it now, but was on it. John, in a nutshell, if dealers do break the rules, what is the penalty?
Well, for each count that gets brought before you, it's a $10,000 fine, and
whoa.
Obviously it sounds like a lot, but the thing is that when a dealer sells a car, almost everybody I know is having the customer sign the Carfax. It's too easy not to have them say, hey, there was an accident back 4 years ago and you've disclosed it. If I buy a car and I got to replace a hood and a fender, I'm going to disclose that because I don't want that coming back on me. Because I can tell you, when I sat on the dealer board and these cases come before you, if the auto industry comes in and said this dealer had knowledge and did not disclose it, the dealer board's going to rule against them.
Now,
and the easiest thing to do is find it on the Carfax. It's trying to find out other things that were done. But most dealers want to disclose it because they want their customers to know it.
I get what you mean. They don't want it coming back on them. But, John, this has knowledge is so easy to get that can't they simply claim ignorance?
It's not easy, but I can tell you that once you start to see that there's a direction going that way, it usually comes out. And the thing is that with customers, they have the right to go and file claims, and I just tell people this. When I have somebody that comes back and they've got a problem with the car, if they don't like the car, I just give them their money back. It's not worth it. And the biggest thing consumers have right now is reviews.
You're right.
We live and we die by our reviews.
You're right.
I have to live with my reputation, and I've done this for 40 years, and if you think selling a $5,000 car and having an unhappy customer is worth me keeping the...
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's not.
All right, John. That's just good business. Last question. Is there an online form for that dealer board? Where do we tell consumers to go if something is egregious?
Where do people complain, John? Or I'll even ask, I'll ask Matthew, where do people complain? I mean, they call me, but where do they complain officially, with the state or with the dealer association?
So they can go to the Motor Vehicle Dealer Board. Has a website on the Department of Revenue's page.
Yeah.
And if you just Google that, the first thing that comes up is the complaint form.
Okay.
Or, if it's a new car dealer, they can call us, and I can help them find that as well.
And does the association itself take action against dealers?
We do not. Since we represent 100% of the dealers, we cannot take action against them for antitrust concerns. We're not supposed to be influence the market in any way. We just advocate for dealers' concerns before the government.
Okay. Dawn has a dealer problem. Go ahead, Dawn. What's going on?
Yeah, my husband and I had purchased a car from this little dealer called Mark's Auto Sales, and we just barely purchased it like 3 months ago.
As is?
As is, and I understand the as is. I have no problem with that.
What's the problem?
The problem is that they wrote down on the contract some stuff that they were supposed to fix that we had pointed out.
All right, like what?
Like on here it says cover for the spare tire and the molding on the passenger door. There was a couple others that they attempted to put together, but they didn't fix anything. We kept going back. They said they were waiting on parts, and we ended up spending the money to get this stuff fixed.
And that's actually on the WEO list?
Yes.
Well,
really?
They should be. I mean, this is insane.
That sounds pretty easy to me. I mean, if they put it down on the WEO list and they didn't do it and forced you to do it, how much did it cost you?
Oh shoot! I forgot to.
Just roughly, roughly. Just tell me.
Probably about $300-400.
Okay,
let's give this to Deputy Doc.
I mean, it sounds to me like you can get your money. Hold on. I mean, that's it. That's just a simple contract thing with the we owe, and I don't know. And they're ignoring you.
Yeah, they are extremely ignoring me. I have called them.
Okay.
Let's see where I wrote down the 23rd when the car broke down.
Okay.
We took it to get the tire fixed, and now it won't start or nothing.
Dawn, but this is, hold on now. We're not calling them about the car not starting. You talked about getting reimbursed for the cover and the moldings. The fact that the car's not running right, this is an issue, an age-old issue when you buy an as-is car. How many miles on it?
When we got it, it was like 107,000, I believe.
Do you know what's wrong with the car mechanically right now?
It's the transmission.
Okay. Now, do you think it was bad when you bought it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how do you think the dealer knew about it? Of course, you're going to say yes. Do you have proof of that?
The only thing I have is the Carfax that I ended up pulling.
What did the Carfax say?
The Carfax said the car was only worth like $4,000.
Well, no. You if you overpaid for that car, Dawn, this, honest to God, there are no laws to protect people who are unprepared when they buy a car. There are no laws. If you overpay, if the car's not running right, there's nothing to protect you. What I'm asking is, if the dealer knew about something and did not tell you, if it had transmission damage and they did not tell you, that's a material thing they should have disclosed. But you'd have to prove it. For example, someone who looked at the car, a mechanic, and said, oh yeah, you need to replace the transmission. And then the dealer said, no way, we're just going to sell it this way. If you don't have a smoking gun, there's very little we can do. We can call and help you get reimbursed for those other parts. People, let this be a lesson. You don't get to go back in time and say, oh my God, I overpaid. Carfax says it's only worth this. Why didn't you do that before you bought it? You see, you do have to protect yourself. There will never be enough laws to protect you. Never, ever, ever. Let's have Deputy Doc try to get her reimbursed for this. We have more coming up.
Tell your smart device to play 630.
I'll be right back. Can you do the Art of Granite? Yeah. Is that the only one? Yeah.
Dan Catless in the afternoon.
Getting 630 K-Pop from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's.
From the Betfriend Sports Traffic Center, travel around the Mile High City in great shape right now. A bit of delay on northbound I-25, a little slow there between Hampton and Yale. Watch out for that. No crashes along that stretch. Westbound 270, a bit heavy between Quebec and Vasquez. Watch out for that. Otherwise, you're in great shape across town. Up in the high country, watch out for slow speeds in the mountain drive, especially along westbound I-70 west of Genesee. Winter driving conditions continue in the high country. Chain laws in place on eastbound I-70 between Silverthorne and the Eisenhower Tunnel. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Going to be partly sunny with a high 46. Right now, mostly cloudy and 35. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
New to the Wendy's 2 for $5 lineup is their classic chicken sandwich. So go grab a 2 for $5 deal and pick 2 faves, like a Dave Single Spicy Chicken Sandwich, nugs, and now the classic chicken sandwich. 2 for just $5. Price and participation may vary, limited time only.
All right, Mitch Floria, the Art of Granite. Have you ever wondered how much a new kitchen would cost? We're talking new countertops, and we're talking new cabinets, or maybe your bathroom. It's this simple with the Art of Granite. Take some pictures on your phone of the current setup. He might need a few measurements to you. You send them to him. He'll give you a quote right over the internet or right over the phone. It doesn't get any easier than that. And for guys out there, Valentine's Day's coming up. Imagine her look with a new kitchen or a new bathroom. Give them a call right now. It's the Art of Granite. They're great people. I've used them numerous times. The Art of Granite.
Research Raccoon is the easy and affordable way to get smarter about your customers. Whether you need a new name for your business or launching a new product, or don't even know what questions to ask, Research Raccoon can pull U.S.-based customers that day, giving you clean data.
I gotta give the damn phone number out.
No matter the size of your business, Research Raccoon gives you the tools to learn.
When we come back, I'll give the phone number out. I didn't give the damn phone number out.
Visit ResearchRaccoon.com to learn more. Meet Raccoon. Fast results with big data.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans, and rates are still... Did I cut you off? You don't want to play the waiting game.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't your fault.
Today, were you considered? I'm happy to take the blame.
No, it wasn't your fault. Suzanne was irritating me.
677-7002. We can hear you all the time. Or online at idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender, regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
Are you tired of paying your brokers high fees even when you lose your money? Call 866-901-2255. That's 866-901-2255 for your complimentary Safe Money Book, and join Al Martinez for the Retirement and Income Radio Show on Sundays at 7 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Hi, it's me, Carl. Join my friends Gary Bell and Brad Pollock for the Bell and Pollock Legal Show right here on KL every Saturday morning at 7. It's a live call-in show to give Coloradans like you free legal advice on any topic you'd like to discuss with them.
Michael Brown from My Health Advisor app. You know, now there's an app that gives you the information that you need to make informed choices about doctors and hospitals. My Health Advisor app is that new tool. The app helps you take care of your health, make optimum use of your insurance plan, and connects you to the top-rated hospitals.
What's up, man?
With me? Restroom.
And gives you choices about your health care. Some hospitals are better at some procedures than others. If your doctor is recommending a procedure, I know you'd like to find the most economical yet the highest rated hospital for that particular procedure. My Health app does that. You get quality transparency. You take control of your health care. So go to thehealthapp.com and download the app today. Use my promo code IHEART for a reduced rate of only $19.95 a year. thehealthapp.com.
Kristen and I looked at a lot of kitchen countertop companies before we settled on Granite Direct for our new kitchen. And one of the things that we loved about them was the selection of granite. Granite Direct has new material coming in all the time. And since this is natural material, there can be pretty significant variations and just interesting, different stuff. So I want to encourage you to check it out if you've been thinking about new kitchen countertops, and make sure to ask them about the special offer for my listeners. Learn more at coloradogranite.com. That's coloradogranite.com.
Carmen Startup found an angel investor, but now they're asking for a new...
I don't think Art of Granite and another granite should be in the same fucking break.
I guess we could launch early.
Well, who should? We just... Hey, that's kind of weird. We had an Art of Granite and they played another granite. Is that just traffic?
It's on our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5.
And we certainly try, but you know, they're idiots. This whole place sucks. Life is horrible. It's crazy. But just that we've hired everyone, we're left with morons. Ross and I try to fix it every day.
Yeah.
Every conflict every day.
Desert gums are irritating.
I think the entire corporation's made up of 11 people now.
Crest Advanced Gum Restore.
And if you keep laying off all the people that make more money, you're left with the people that less money. Why do they make less money? Oh, because they suck.
Exactly. Healthy gums, healthy mouth.
New Crest Advanced Gum Restore. Healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
My name is Rita Kay. I am Ellen Brodsky. This is Your Grandmother. What's the matter with you, Ellen? It is a podcast about the relationship between grandmothers and grandchildren, as my mother would have said.
That sounds horrible.
Who wouldn't have wanted a Jewish grandmother?
Sometimes she accidentally buys dreams. We were like, who's going to tell her?
I'm just hearing about this now. Listen to Call Your Grandmother on the iPhone.
How big do you think you can get hard drives now, dude?
Oh, what? 5 gig?
No.
What? Not big? Not that big? I mean terabytes.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Okay, so what's going on? How can we help you? I say that every single day. 303-713-TALK. Let's go to the phones right now. And Colette. By the way, should we... Colette, I
want to get emails, by the way, for Matt and John. We can call them back, or we can... I don't want to keep them holding, but if people have further questions, I want to call them back. I want to thank them, though, for being here. And Colette, tell me what's happening.
Hi, Tom. About a year and a half ago,
I had called you about an alarm company that I had, and I had given them over a month's notice that I was no longer going to need their
Now,
services.
what was your contract, though, dear? What was your contract?
It was going to be up the following month. I paid every month all the way through. But I had called them 30 days before, and I told them that after I made my payment, I was no longer going to need their payment.
Right, you were month to month. When did your yearly end, or your?
It ended in April, and I sent them a payment on the 27th of April.
Got it.
That completed my contract.
Then when did you tell him you wanted to quit?
In March.
And you said after the contract's done, I'm done.
Right.
And so they kept billing you?
Well, so then they said that I didn't give them a 30-day written notice.
Well, if the contract says that, did they say because of that? Did they say it renewed for another year?
Well, that's what they did. They turned my husband into collections.
Oh, I hate that.
Later.
You know what? These people, I can't stand these companies that can't make a living unless they bop people over the head and force them. So what they're saying is, because you did not give a written notice 30 days in advance, you automatically got renewed for 1 year. Is that what they're saying?
Absolutely. And it didn't matter that I called them 30 days before. That didn't matter. And when I sent them my payment in March, I also wrote on the check one last month to pay.
Okay, what is the name of this company?
It was Vivint, but it's no longer Vivint, but now they're under Brink.
God, we used to get so many calls.
These guys suck. They suck. They absolutely suck. That's why I love the one Security Central we have. But man, okay, what do we do about this? What do we do? Let me think about this.
Let's give it to Marty, man.
Yeah, you want Deputy Smarty Pants. By the way, he was on hold and he had to go. I need to talk to him. He did such an important investigation for us. Okay, listen. I think we give this to Deputy Smarty. This has come up before. I just want to tell you, Colette, what to use. And this is my opinion on my experience. This is not legal advice. Let me explain this to you. There is something called, again, substance over form, or something called notice in fact. So what does that mean? That means that even though you didn't follow that contract to the letter of the law, like you didn't mail a written agreement or you didn't give them written notice in a certain time, can they deny that they knew about you canceling? That's the point. So, in other words, I think they're just penalizing you to try to keep a customer. And if they sent you to collections, big deal. Big deal. If you have proof that you canceled, big deal. Now, what I would say is that if they take you to court, and that's what they'll do, I would say to the judge, Your Honor, you know what? They did truly have notice. They're just nitpicking this contract to trick us into a full year. I would tell them that, because collections alone won't hurt you. It's only when they take you to court. So hold on. You're trying to refinance?
Yeah.
Is
and
this
it's showing up on my husband's credit
Oh,
report.
come on. That can't affect it. Hold on.
Grainberry.
Hi, I'm Peter Harris for Grainberry Cereals. You've heard our jingle.
Remember, we used to get calls on them every second.
It's not just a line. It's a fact. Grainberry with amazing onyx sorghum is the healthiest and most natural choice in the cereal aisle. And we created it for everyone. You want powerful plant-based antioxidants to protect against free radicals? We have tons. You care about sugar control? So do we. That's why we start with lower sugar than other cereals and created our whole grain onyx sorghum to slow sugar absorption. This helps to manage diabetes and pre-diabetes. And we didn't forget about flavor. Our cereals are overflowing with it, from our cinnamon frosted shredded wheat to our honey nut toasted oats to our multi-grain flakes.
Yeah.
Let's make this the healthiest year ever, and finally,
I just want to tell you something.
Buy a box of Grainberry cereal today.
Grainberry. Healthy cereal for your family.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
Coming up at 5 after the hour, listen for your chance to win $1,000 on KHOW Denver.
ABC News, I'm Elwin Lopez. 49,000 jobs were added nationwide last month. The Labor Department's figures were what analysts expected, but they do not make up for the tens of thousands of jobless claims being filed each week. Early this morning, the Senate passed its budget resolution for the president's $1.9 trillion relief package. Democrats are moving ahead to pass the massive proposal, but Republicans are calling for a smaller price tag. Today, President Biden, working in the Oval Office, told reporters Americans cannot wait.
This is not just about numbers. This is about people's lives. People are really, I don't have to tell any of you, they're really hurting.
In Tampa, security preps are a priority leading up to Sunday's Super Bowl game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Crowds will be scaled back due to the pandemic, but health officials are still concerned about the event turning into a super spreader one. This is ABC News. In the UK, thousands of hotel rooms near airports are being booked by the British government as part of new quarantine rules for some international arrivals.
Travelers returning to the UK from nearly 3 dozen so-called red list countries will have to self-isolate in government-approved hotels for 10 days come February 15th. Foreign Office Minister James Cleverly.
We need time to prepare. We need time to make sure that this works. That's why we've given the hotel industry a notice to give them time to prepare, to train staff, and to get their rooms ready.
Those staying at quarantine hotels will be asked to pay around $110 a night. Tom Rivers, ABC News, London.
Spain trying something new in response to the coronavirus pandemic. The country is running a 32-hour workweek pilot program with the goal of improving the health of the workforce and the environment. Workers will still get the same pay. Some Japanese and Scottish lawmakers are also considering a shorter work week. Elwin Lopez, ABC News.
What can help you take advantage of today's low mortgage rates and save money? Rocket. You could save hundreds of dollars
every month by refinancing with Rocket Mortgage.
Yeah, I mean, it's bullshit, but whatever.
If your current rate is over 4%, you can reduce your payment by over $150 a month, saving thousands in interest every year.
No, there's no, I wouldn't go on half cock, but that's just, if it ever became an issue, it's one damn call, you know. Oh, you should have seen Doyle. So we talked for like 45 minutes. He's in, I want to say, Kentucky. He's in Kentucky. Holy shit! Do you know what Mike Doyle looks like? Okay. Last time I saw him, oh my God, his beard is now down to here. Here. He looks like I said, my God, you look like you're on The Hobbit. It's literally down to here, man. It's way out this here, too. Oh, he looks, it's cool. It's a cool look for him. But holy moly, man. He can beat Hippie Bill. Oh, I bet he can meet with anybody.
By the way, since the 5-star program kicked off,
I verified again that what they do is they have regional people.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Tim. Tim programming. I don't want to get into too much.
Okay.
So, but Tim is definitely under Brendan.
Making sure that everybody's on the same page.
Deborah said they capped the application.
That's weird.
500.
You don't know that Tim is under Brendan. You didn't know Tim.
I don't know what Tim. You mean the Tim that was here? Oh yeah. No, of course I didn't ask.
He's over several stations.
I didn't know that. That ties in with what I was saying yesterday.
There are salespeople that are over several stations, over several regions. But when they're in that market, they're not above anybody. They don't do it that way. They have regional presidents like Brendan or Lee Larson, right? Those people that are regional,
when they're in their area, they're under them.
Well, under them, it's really stupid because they are and they're not. Because all they're doing is coordinating with their people, right? So technically, they're not, but they can't make a decision over them.
Yeah.
But they have to bless everything under. You know what I'm saying? It's like, weird, but to consolidate, to be more efficient, they have they're giving people a lot of responsibility.
Well, we got to have a talk with our guy if we want to do what we were talking about yesterday. Let's start doing it. Because I agree, we want to grow in width. We don't want to grow in length.
That's what we're doing right now.
I know, and we don't want to go in.
There's only so much we can do.
I know. 12 hours a day.
Chicken sandwich. So go grab it.
But seriously, we gotta, please, I didn't know it was that.
Sandwich, the classic chicken sandwich.
No, let's just get a medium one.
Just $5. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only.
I'll email him. I say, Tom, and I want to sit down with you.
You don't even do that. I got an idea.
Okay.
I know Mark, I'm so good at that political segment. Because then I swear to God.
No, I did, man. Okay. Come up with whichever way. Let's just do it, though.
Oh, and by the way, on the announcement, it's a yearly fee. It's not a lot, but I don't want to do yearly. I just want to. It was like $750 for a year's use. That's not outrageous, but I don't want to pay every year. I just said, can I just have it? I'm gonna write to him. He's a good guy. He says, is that okay? You know where he is now? Canada. He's got to do, he's getting ready. They fly down. And this guy is.
Dogs have voice, man. I told you, I know guys just like.
Well, when are you going to get in touch with him?
Well, I'm afraid if I literally go track, Suzanne might even have his number. It was that impressive, I definitely took his information. But I'm afraid. It's any issue though?
Why? Okay. I don't know. There's nothing. You can't patent it.
That's true. You can't patent a voice.
Hey,
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the. Do you know that Frank has been named or deemed, or however you put it, in the top? I just got this text. In the top 2%ers. I mean, it's an incredible honor. Where is he? Doggone it when I need to read it. Anyway, Frank Duran, the real estate man. Oh, here it is. Listen, Tom, thank you so much for everything. The top 1% 2020 award in the whole Colorado area, the Denver metro area. Top 1%, FrankDuranTheRealEstateMan.com. Can you believe that? Mark, the top 1%.
More homes in a month than most people in a year.
Mark, sometimes he does in a year more than they do in a career.
I know.
Okay. I mean, when I tell you the number of homes, you'll wonder why he's not driving a Lamborghini, because he's a humble man. And by the way, he doesn't hose people. He just makes a moderate amount of money. What I mean is, for each deal, he's just a good guy. FrankDuranTheRealEstateMan.com. 303-920-1622. Free market analysis of what your house will go for. 303-920-1622. So, Colette, is this from, this is something I didn't know. This was 2 years ago. Is that right or not?
Yeah. They filed, or it went to collections in August of 2019.
Okay. And when, so you had a security agreement for a year with this company, year by year, and you wanted to cancel at the end of April. At the end of April, your contract was up. You gave them a last payment. You wrote on their last payment. Plus, you called and said, I'm quitting as of the end of this contract, April 27th. But they kept it going, saying, you did not give us written notice. Therefore, you're renewed for a year. And are they trying to get you for more than a year? Did it keep renewing, or what's going on?
No, they sent my husband to collections for $129.
And what did so the 129 would have been for what? Was that going to end the whole contract?
That was for breaking. He said it was for breaking the contract.
Okay, but okay, I understand. They're saying it's a penalty for breaking. You're saying you didn't break it. You're saying you didn't continue. They're saying you continued, and because you continued and wanted to quit, you broke it. I get it. But if they were willing to settle for $129, I think it was reasonable. But what happened? How much is it now? How much is it now?
It's still $129.
I would pay it.
I never got notice or nothing.
I would pay it. I don't think it's $129. If it's $129, Colette, if you called me for advice, I would pay it. Then if you really, really have a crow up your butt, I would then Sue them in small claims court. But Colette, seriously, it's not worth the headache in the money you can save from refinancing or buying a house. Please, please, I'm telling you, I don't think it's 129. Now, again, I know that you let them know you were quitting. They're going to say you didn't. Therefore, the contract extended. Then you quit. Therefore, the cancellation fee. Okay, Colette, pay it. You don't want to pay it. Pay it. Then you can go back and then try to settle. But at least you get all those other parties from the credit reporting agencies off your back, and you're able to refinance. I'm sorry, she doesn't probably like the answer, but that's the answer I'm going to give. Let's talk to Kevin about his hot tub. Hey, Kevin, what's happening?
Hi, nice to talk to you.
What's happening?
We purchased a hot tub from Aqua Living Factory Outlet, basically online. But the real issue is the factory warranty. The hot tub is a Catalina Spa through LPI. The hot tub is leaking through the ozonator, and this has been going on since before Thanksgiving. I've been trying to get the parts.
How old is it?
And it took.
How old is it?
It's less than a year.
Is it under warranty? Yes, and they're not fixing it.
Yes.
What's the name of the place?
LPI.
What's that stand for?
I do not know.
Huh. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like I don't get it. LPI is that the name of a store or the brand?
They sell hot tubs.
Where are they?
Types of hot tubs are at Tennessee. They actually manufacture them, I should say.
Okay.
And they also make.
Isn't he supposed to deal with the store he bought it from?
Well, that's what I'm saying, Kevin. This is a Tennessee company. Where did you buy it?
It's online, but the Aqua Living Factory Outlet, they have a store in Denver.
Aqua Living is the name of the dealer.
Correct.
And the dealer, did you have it delivered there and then they installed it? Did Aqua Living install it?
No, they basically Aqua Living. All they do is facilitate the purchase. It gets shipped directly from the factory to our house.
I get it. So you're dealing with the factory, rightly so. You can't get warranty work. And how much? And what? Go ahead.
They're supposed to be shipping a new ozonator.
Okay.
So since 4 weeks, I've been calling them, and usually on Monday.
We'll get on them.
And we get a different call or person every time. They tell me, well, we'll have them shipped out tomorrow.
We'll get on them.
And then I call.
Do you have a contact?
Okay.
Do you have a specific contact?
I do not. I have their phone number. Every time you call, you get somebody different, and I've asked for the supervisor. They won't give it to me.
Deputy Doc can handle this for sure. Make sure we don't overload any one person, Suze. Hey, Suze. No, really, Deputy Doc will get to the bottom of it. And can I ask you something, Suze?
Yeah.
I know Deputy Marty Smarty Pants was on and he had to leave, but can we get him back or not?
He's listening now.
Okay.
He just had to charge his phone.
I want to get him back because what he did was extraordinary.
Yes, it's a good time for that.
Good.
You're right.
John has a problem with one of our referral list members. Let's talk about. And by the way, I want to tell people we have lines open at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And that is for immediate help on your problems. Now, of course, when I say immediate help, we start helping immediately. And one of the things we do is we recommend great people like the Hormone Bros. Mark is a living testimony. He didn't want to go. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because I was looking over at him and thinking, you know what? He's glowing a bit. Now, Mark...
And I beat the hell out of Dan in racquetball.
No, but Mark, seriously, on a serious note, didn't it make a difference?
It makes a huge difference, man.
And you're very skeptical.
I'll probably never stop using the product.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why I would.
Now, those are pellet implants that the Hormone Bros do. They do BioT. And then, of course, they do other things to keep your hormones balanced, and they do estrogen, and they do cosmetic procedures. What I love is the clinic they have that goes around the metro area, and you can go on their website to find out more, okay? thehormonebros.com. Hormone optimization and cosmetic procedures for pennies on the dollar compared to other places. Okay? Thehormonebros.com. So, Marty, there you are. Smarty Marty. And by the way, John, on the Concrete Man, let me just come back because, please, I need to get Marty. He really is, has a short amount of time. So let me get him. Okay, Smarty Marty, here, let me give the story to people quickly. Somebody complained that this place that markets packages for inmates, basically care packages for inmates online, what they do is they advertise. People go there, they buy things, they can't use credit cards, and they buy packages for inmates. Then they're told it was delivered. The prison says we're not allowed to get packages, so then you're caught in a limbo. And a lot of people don't complain because they figure, hey, it's my fault. The prison didn't accept it. But the prison then says, well, we never got anything from inmate care packages. And so what we found out through our research is that basically they don't send packages to anyone. And they never give refunds because they don't take credit cards. So once you pay them, they're getting rich and sending out no product. And by the way, there are legit sites that do this, and they have copied almost exactly the packages and the pricing of these legit sites. But this guy, we feel, is a gangster. Now, he anonymously registers his website. He anonymously does everything. There is no place to get in touch with anyone, but we tracked down, we thought, an address for the company because behind the websites and the registration, we went deeper, and we got an address in West Palm Beach and figured, let's see what this owner is all about in Florida. And so Deputy Smarty Pants, who happens to live in both Colorado and Florida, happens to be 30 miles from West Palm. And we said, please go check out this address and find out what you can about the owner. It even confirms more of our suspicions that this place is an entire sham and ripoff. So what I'd like now is to ask what you found, sir.
Okay, so Tom, the place isn't a ripoff. It's just a P.O. box that the guy rented.
Yeah, it's a postal drop. That's all it is. There is no. So it even clouds this man even more. There is no way to find him.
That is correct. In fact, the owner of the postal drop fired the guy a couple weeks ago because he was threatening customers and he was threatening the owner.
Like, how was he threatening them?
Well, he just told me he bullied the customers, and he literally threatened the owner to the point where the owner doesn't want anything to even talk about the guy. He says, the owner says he's got a bunch of aliases, and so he's aware, the owner is aware now of this fake package delivery because apparently a lot of customers had complained. That's what the guy does. And he's just bad news. So
Robert, his name is Robert. The one that we have is Robert Rarley.
Right. Well, I asked the owner, "Is this a name?" He says, "Well, it's maybe one of them." He's got several names.
And one of the companies is South State Ventures LLC. Also, Blue Apex Media. Also, South State Auto Sales. Also, Reliable Movers. Also, South St. Augustine Associates. Southeastern Network. South Steel Construction. South Steel Erectors of Naples. South Steel Group, Inc. and South Steel, Inc. We have a scammer, and he could be part of organized crime. I mean, this guy might be dangerous here. The registered agent is even anonymous. United States Corporation agents in Orlando, Florida. There is basically no way to track this man down. Hold on, Marty, we got to come back more.
It is a complete and utter fuck. Mark, you and I could get away. What would prevent anyone listening to me? I don't like it, but it's true. What prevents people from doing this? What prevents them? So they go, and they basically just go, and you get a mail drop. You get an anonymous website. You're making money hand over fist. In fact, you get your payments electronically. You don't even need an address.
This is the Dispatch Health House Call team. Hi there. They provide urgent medical care in the comfort and privacy of your own home. And now, you can request a medical house call with the touch of a button. Yeah, it's that easy. The Dispatch Health team arrives at your door able to treat everything an urgent care can, and more. They come fully equipped with COVID-19 and can treat COVID-19 conditions in your home. They also treat a wide range of everyday issues, including respiratory infections like flu and pneumonia, migraine, dehydration, sprains, strains, and minor fractures.
Who is this?
Plus, Dispatch Health is in network with
Mark, you good on those two?
Medicare and Medicare Advantage.
Which one? What?
Jersey.
Oh, you see him, right?
I'm fine, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And let Dispatch Health come to you. Do you
fan away?
getting a house call during
If they're on there, assume I know about it.
Sign up for your
If
free
the,
account.
unless
Yes, I actually typed it.
That's.com.
O'Brien Legal Services, real estate. Remember that. Anything to do with real estate. Contract reviews, selling docs, loan docs, leases, commercial and residential property lines, fence issues, easements, access, adverse possession, liens. Listen, this is very important. I really mean this with all of my heart. For a few $100s, you can get all of your documents reviewed before closing. You know, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Doesn't it behoove you to do this? O'Brien Legal Services. That's Brad O'Brien and his team. 720-370-7388. The website is olslaw.com. Now, Brad O'Brien is one of the experts we use on the show about real estate. So you can call and ask any question. He doesn't charge you for consultations. What he does is, if you do want to hire him, he will give you flat rates for everything. Buying and selling, leasing, and disputes, court, whatever. O'Brien Legal Services, 720-370-7388. A good company is simplicity and information. The Art of Granite has that down. For example, simplicity, they simply charge for fabrication and installation of your countertops. Quartz is hot. They do quartz, they do granite, they do all solid surfaces, natural stone. They serve the whole Front Range and the mountain communities. They're open 6 days a week, closed Sunday. You can make an appointment to go to the showroom in Golden, or they can come to you, whatever you want, and you get a price on the phone, 303-386-5919, theartofgranite.com.
You know it's a hassle. From the prep work to the open houses, not to mention the surprise showings. What if I told you there was a stress-free way to buy and sell a home? Well, go to orchard.com. Their Move First service helps you buy, then list your old home once you're all moved out. That means you'll never have to deal with showings, open houses, double moves, or double mortgages. And to make sure you get the best possible price, Orchard can also have repairs or updates. So
What are you on?
always ready. Joe, a recent Orchard client said, with Orchard, we got our new home for $10,000.
The whole computer slow, man.
Asking price on our
Freaking old as hell.
highly recommend. Cabot, another client said,
Tis old.
Didn't have to rush to move. And most importantly, we beat out 7 other offers for our new home. Go to orchard.com now. Enter your address and get started with a free valuation. It's that easy. That's orchard.com. Again, orchard.com.
Allstate now has deeper savings, and deeper savings require deep thoughts and a deep voice, like mine. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding driveway, and save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. As someone once said, saving today is money tomorrow. That's deep.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Driveways is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a
I
doctor.
wonder why that guy
right away
even.
by phone,
Can I see the? Did
online,
he email or text you? Who's the guy we were talking about, the rep?
And Pfizer.
From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
I'm a fanatic about deleting shit. That's what it pisses me off because I delete good stuff too. And hold on, let me see if I can. Let me see if
weather meteorologist Brooke Starter. This report is sponsored by Wendy's. New to the Wendy's 2 for $5 lineup is their classic chicken sandwich.
Just
So
saying,
grab a
I'd like to see my opinion on it. And can I, what he was, all he was saying is, can I call some of these other reps and change the ones that, listen, things sometimes we can use for you within housing.
Denver's talk station.
That's all.
KHOW.
You can't call my client. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, so, Smarty Marty, on, basically, this is an entire
scam, inmate care packages, but I'm afraid the man has found a way to outsmart the system. Because the website's anonymous, you can never find him. I don't think
I have a question.
Unless the FBI did it, but the FBI won't care. I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of people being ripped off. He has no mail, he had no address, well, we have some phone numbers I want to try. What's your question, sir?
So you mentioned, Tom, that there's some legitimate sites, and my question is, do they allow the credit card on these legitimate sites?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the key.
One of them.
That's how you know.
That's right.
Well, the barista here at the. By the way, this is a great business I went to. It was a combination, a business center and cafe.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, we sat and ate coffee. But
Mark used to have. Mark started that. Mark started one of those. Had to be 30 years ago.
Okay. Well, anyway, she made a good suggestion that if you ever get a business that just wants money orders, you know it's going to be a scam.
Yeah. I know. It's too bad. It is really too bad. Okay, so
listeners don't, unless they have credit card opportunity, it's probably a scam.
I want to give out we ought to try these phone numbers. I don't know. Do we give them out en masse or do we try them one at a time here, Suzanne?
I don't know, Tom. Goodness.
Well, you want to try one at a time here? I think we should. See what you get, Suzanne.
Piss off some gangster in Florida.
Well, you say Robert. We've been getting a lot of complaints. Is Robert, how do you pronounce the last name? Rahrle? Robert Rahrle?
I guess that sounds right.
Rahrle?
I'll try it.
Rahrle? I would say Rahrle. Robert Rahrle. Now,
so Tom, how did you conclude he's a gangster?
Well, I'm just saying that. You know what I'm saying? It's a joke. I mean, listen, man. With all of his aliases and all of his companies, I mean.
Well, we know he's a thief. There's definitely a thief.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we got to find. Okay, we found another one. He Motivated Holdings. Wait, there is a Robert the same exact spelling. Wait a minute. On it might be a different guy. On LinkedIn. So hold on. But he just doesn't seem. Oh wait, an inmate care packages there. That's right. Send package. Hold on. Another one. Sendapackage.com. And let's see his rating. Sendapackage.com. A+. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. That's in New York, and they have a number. Oh my God!
Boy, he's everywhere.
Gosh, hold on, and they're also sole proprietor Robert Rahrle. You know what? We ought to call this number. This is good. We got some numbers here, so we're going to do some work on this, Marty. Thanks for all of your legwork. Thank you, man.
If the guy's A+ with the BBB, what's your issue with him?
Mark, that's A+ on this send a package. But remember this? We have one guy sitting in federal prison right now that's
12 years.
Hey, if you put in sendapackage.com, it goes to that other website we've been dealing with. What is it? The one.net.
Yeah, but I wonder.
Send an inmate package.
I wonder what it does. So it goes to the same one.
It literally goes to the same one.
Now I find another Samantha Jones, another one. Wait, we got to find this number. I want to see if this number is on my master list. I'm going to listen, people. This is. Oh my God! Does it bother anyone? Am I the only one bothered by this? See. It gets to a point where I get personally pissed off. I do. I get enraged by this because people are getting away with it. No, this one right here, send a package, Suzanne. That has we might have stumbled on something. He's got some lists here. Let's say send a package is a different address. But if
I put it in my browser, it directs it to inmatecarepackage.net.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his physical address.
Oh.
Mark, look up this physical address. 300 Cypress Street, Liverpool, New York, 13088. 300 Cypress Street, Liverpool, New York, 13088. It says Suite 531. It might mean box.
It's a post office.
It is? Oh my God. This guy. Holy crap. Here, let's get a phone number here. Let's get a phone number. We only have a fax number. Isn't that weird? Only a fax number on this one, so that number doesn't work. Damn it. Oh my goodness. We got a problem here, baby. We got a problem. How do we, but at least he's A+. Isn't that something? A+.
Repeat this menu. Press the pound
Let's
key.
order one.
Thank.
Okay, now pick up. It's on line 12. Okay, good. Now press 0. Do you have it? You got it? Good. She's got that one.
Give him your inmate number.
What do you want me to say, Tom?
Let's get him on. Let's ask for Robert. Say we're getting a lot of complaints, just like we always do. Let's get him on the air. Let's say, Robert, we got a number that at least answers. We can pound that. We can pound it. Okay, well, let's take this quick break and more on this. And John, I didn't forget about you. You have a complaint about concrete. I looked over the photos. We will talk right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Denver at 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel in the metro area in fantastic shape on the Highway Drive. No major delays, stalls, or accidents being reported. I-25 looking good from the Tech Center, traveling into downtown and up north to Thornton and Northglenn. No major problems on I-70 from Arvada out to Pendy Boulevard. If you got to catch a flight, Pendy Boulevard wide open in both directions. 225 is running smooth in Aurora, no delays at 6th Avenue in Lakewood. And conditions have improved in the high country. Traffic flow has eased up on westbound I-70 west of Genesee. Watch 31 pinpoint weather, partly sunny today with a high of 46. Right now, mostly cloudy and 36. Before Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
New to the Wendy's 2 for $5 lineup is their classic chicken sandwich. So go grab a 2 for $5 deal and pick 2 things, like a tasty, spicy chicken sandwich, nuts, and...
Fuck! I hate this fucking streaming.
For just $5. Price is good. Very limited.
Let's talk about Fix-It 24/7 for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Now, I have assurances from the owner, George, that he owns the entire shoot match, and he says, you know what? We are dedicated to 100% satisfaction, and for $39, he'll send an expert to your home, and what he will do is find the problem, no matter how long it takes, with plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains, and then offer you solutions, guaranteed solutions in writing up front. If you decide to have it done, they credit you the $39. If not, that's all you pay. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. Here's another person you should invite to your home, someone from Simply Floors, Inc., that's INC, simplyfloorsinc.com. Here's the story. Buddy and Karen Mitchell started a floor covering operation, a small one, and then joined a buying group so they can buy just like everyone else, like the big boxes, and then they pass savings on to their customers. It's that simple. Yeah, they make money, but they make a moderate amount of money and pass on the savings, do better financing, do better installers. You will love the way they do business at this place. Make your appointment, simplyfloorsinc.com.
Did you know that secondhand marijuana smoke has many of the same chemicals in secondhand tobacco smoke? In fact, 33 of those chemicals are toxic and can cause cancer, and breathing them could affect your health. For
for more information.
Okay, Tommy, how do you want me to handle this? You wanted Colorado Paint Care on Monday. They're available 11:30 to 12:30, which is great, right? But I have Joe Keano scheduled for 11, so do you want me to rearrange Keano?
Yeah, just tell Joe, if you want to play, Joe, you'll play ball with us. We can even have him on longer, but less. I mean, longer, but scattered.
On that day. Okay, I'll give him a heads up.
I can't believe this.
The Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes has been alive only 4 years longer than Tampa Bay's Tom Brady has been in the league. Well, if you want to have even more fun than just watching what promises to be a great game,
This guy, perfect client, perfect. You start an anonymous website, you offer a product, and you just take the money.
And bet $5, and if your team wins, you win $275. You heard that right. $5 wins you $275. Of course,
Who's going to investigate it?
Easy to use, easy to get your money out when you win.
What's that? Who will investigate it, Mark?
To claim your exclusive 55-to-1 odds as a
Who will investigate it?
Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with my promo code KHOW. That's FanDuel Sportsbook promo code KHOW and enjoy the big game.
God almighty, if I was dishonest, that's because these anonymous website hosting, and then you have a registered agent.
Imagine coming home to your very own gorgeous 8,400 square foot home.
See, if the Department of Justice got involved, that would be one thing.
We are back. This stunning custom home features a beautiful 40-foot staircase from the gourmet.
What do you think? We get website, call it ripoff.com. We ripoff.com. Just tell people for $5 we will rip you off for $5.
But hurry, entering early matters. Enter by Friday, February 5th to get savings on any multi-pack purchase. And did we mention you'll also get a free entry to win a Tesla Model S plus $25,000 cash just for entering early? Your best chance to win the Mile High Raffle is now. Go to milehighraffle.com and use promo code RICHCHAT to get savings on any multi-pack purchase. Enter by February 5th for your chance to win the Tesla too. That's milehighraffle.com and use promo code DREAM10. That's milehighraffle.com. Play today.
Imperial Chinese is one of the top restaurants in Denver, serving high-quality food since 1985. They pride themselves on creating mouth-watering dishes such as their signature Peking duck, grilled Colorado rack of lamb, and all-white meat sesame chicken. Imperial always uses fresh produce, no MSG, and they cook each dish to satisfy your taste buds. Imperial offers many vegetarian and gluten-free menu items, and is always adding new seasonal dishes. Come get the best Chinese food in Denver at 431 South Broadway. Call 303-698-2800.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
I'm Tom Martino here, 303-713-TOM. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Mark Szymanski, also interiors, basements, baths, and kitchens, plus everything on the outside for dependable home improvements. We hear about people all the time getting ripped. You can trust GenesisTotalExteriors.com. We love these guys. Schedule them in from beginning to end. Genesis for your home improvement project, whether inside or out, but it's called GenesisTotalExteriors.com. I want to talk to John now about Sam the Concrete Man. He has a complaint about a sidewalk, and we have some photographs here, some pics that he sent. Okay, sir. Go ahead, John.
Hey, Tom. How you doing?
Good. What's happening?
Well, in September, Sam the Concrete Man did my porch and my sidewalk.
Okay.
The edge detail I did not get at all. And then the sidewalk.
What do you mean the edge detail you did not get at all? Did you have a special edge?
Well, if you look on the photos I sent you, I asked a picture of what that edge was, and he replied what it was, and that I asked for it, and when they came out...
So I did not realize, I'm just sorry about that, I did not realize there are special edges that you can request. So what kind of an edge did you request? I can't see this, it's too small on your thing here. What kind of request? Let me try to get it. I'm looking here, edge detail.
If you go on their website, Tom, it's almost 60-70% of their pictures are that.
So they say this edge available or something?
No, they didn't say anything like that.
Can you tell me what you mean? Like edges, what you're talking about, the corners. You wanted rounded corners? Did you want square corners? Did you want I don't know what kind of corners they have? Honest to goodness, I don't know. So I'm asking, what corners did you not get?
It's not the corner. It would be like the face of the step and the sides of the sidewalk and all that. And they call it a border edge.
Okay, I get it. All right. So you wanted a certain kind of edge you did not get.
Correct.
What kind of an edge did you want?
The edge that's in the picture, and he called it a border edge.
Okay. So you wanted that where the sidewalk goes from flat to vertical, the little, the thickness to go down, you wanted a certain look.
Correct.
Okay. And you didn't get that look.
Correct.
All right. And what look did you get?
The stamped concrete edge that the rest of the sidewalk is.
Yeah, I see it. And instead of that, you wanted some rounded edge. And, okay, what else? Let me just go through it. Let me just go through this photograph, because this could take hours. You show that the sidewalk starts out at 0 elevation, and then it goes down 1/4 of an inch, and then goes down an inch, then it goes down 3 3/4 of an inch, and these are a few feet apart. And then, so what you're saying is it's not level, right?
Correct.
Because the two, she shouldn't even have to explain this. And by the way, I'm not sticking up for this guy. Honest to God, if he needed to redo it, I would tell you. I'm looking at one side. This sidewalk is a half moon that goes from one porch to another porch, both concrete, but they're different elevations to begin with. In other words, he's connecting the two. It has to meet the other one. So I don't understand what you wanted. Did you want him to dig? I don't get it. So did he pour? He poured both of those sides, but they're different elevations. Did you want him to dig down and change the entire elevation of both of those flat surfaces?
No.
How would he connect? Okay, if he poured a slab on the left and a slab on the right, a little one was like an entryway on the left, and then one on the right, and they're at different elevations. Then he puts a sidewalk between them. There is no way to make that sidewalk level.
No, it has to be flat, Tom. You're basically starting at 0. You go down, and you keep going down until you start getting close to the porch, and then you ramp up really fast.
Oh, that would look horrible. I mean, you would rather have a ramp at the end meeting the other side rather than gradual?
Well, I want gradual. It's not gradual.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking at your photograph. It's not gradual. You're saying he should have done it more gradual.
Correct.
Is there some, did you guys discuss this on, I mean, we're talking about a minute amount of elevation here. Did you discuss how you wanted this to go from one end to the other?
No, we did not.
You just don't like it.
I just believe if that sidewalk wasn't crooked, if it was a straight sidewalk, you would go from 0 to 9 inches in 30 feet. That should be a flat grade.
I don't get what you mean. Honest to God, Do you know what he means, Mark, a flat grade?
I think he's saying it slopes too much on what I'm looking at on the right side. Is that correct? It should be more gradual left to right, but all of the slope appears to be on the right.
He's saying it should be flat. It can't be flat. It has to slope some way. It could be a more gradual slope, but it has to slope. Because they're pouring a sidewalk between two different surfaces at different elevations, right?
I'm saying I think that's what he's saying. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I agree with you, Mark.
So, okay, help me. In other words,
you're saying how else would he do it?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying what he did was a slope. And what the caller is saying, John is saying, he would rather the slope be more gradual. He didn't do it gradual enough.
Did he actually pour the part on the right, not the sidewalk?
Yes, he poured both. Yes, he did.
The patio part.
Yes, he did. There, you can see the...
So then I guess that would have had to be a little lower,
Mark,
maybe?
you can't. He's putting it on the wall of the house. He can't dig down to the foundation.
Yeah.
I don't even think John is disputing that. John is saying he has no problem the way the left and the right are poured. He just has a problem on how this sidewalk gradually met it. It doesn't look so gradual. Maybe the photographs don't show it as well as if we were there in person. If we were there in person, would it look awkward? Like, oh my God, this slopes up really fast. Is that what we would say if we were there?
I do. I don't sure what you would say, but I say that.
Okay, so would other people say that? Because that's what counts. Would a common person looking at this say, wow, that's weird. Why is it sloping up so quickly? I mean, would they? Is that the kind? Because if this is something that wasn't discussed, I'm not sure how you hold them to any particular slope. You see what I'm getting at? Without not giving you a hard time, I'm just saying that was never even discussed. So who says one slope is too steep and one isn't? Unless it's really egregious and I'm just not seeing it in the photograph.
I don't know who would say that, what that should be. I don't have those kind of specs.
Okay, but I don't either. That's my problem. I don't either. The other... And the other thing there where you showed a curvature of an edge not uniform with the adjacent edge, it's more straight and doesn't have the same arc. You know, I can see that. I can see that. That's easy to see. Again, honest to God, if I was there,
that out?
I don't know, but if I was there, I don't know. I would look at this job and say, oh, my God, it's horrible. Or I would say, what the hell's wrong with you?
Well, honestly,
I don't know what I would say.
I bet it looks good if you're just overall looking at it. It doesn't look bad. Those rough edges, how do you fix the rough edges?
I mean, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want it redone?
Yeah.
God. And what does Sam say about it? Or what does he say? What did you get? Can we get him on?
Todd Stewart, I can call him.
I mean, of course we should get him on. Yeah. I mean, what did Todd say about it?
And for all the people on our Facebook or YouTube, what do you think? You're looking at the same pictures we are. Put some comments up.
And Todd, what do you want Todd to do? Or what did he say he would do?
Nothing.
Did he say, I'm going to do nothing? Or did he say, I think it looks fine? Did you have a discussion?
Yeah, he said it's okay. He goes, and I showed him some of those edges that are rough, and he said, well, those are done by humans. Humans make mistakes. And I says, well, what about the sidewalk overall? How much would it take to tear it out and redo it? And he said, I'm not doing that.
Let's see what Todd has to say.
Look, I want people to look at it and see what they think. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, maybe we have somebody else go and look at it. Maybe that's what we do.
We're so used to looking at concrete when it's bad that it just stands out. This just doesn't stand out as horrible, man.
No, not at all.
I mean, we looked at one yesterday that he poured the ramp for the lady. It looked like a ski slope.
But like I said, let's put it this way. I'm just going to be straight with you, okay? I'll be straight with you. I don't care if you were calling about Sam the Concrete Man or a stranger. Here's the bottom line. I don't look at this and get all shook up and think it's egregious. You do. So now we got to figure this out and maybe get someone who just can look at it reasonably. Hold on.
I know. I wish he took a picture of.
There's nothing.
No connection.
Concrete's not perfect.
Did we ask him how much it was out of curiosity?
No, because I don't give a shit.
Well, if he spent $100,000 on it, I'd give him more shit if he spent $5 grand on it.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel in the metro area in fantastic shape.
This guy says, looks fine to me.
Stalls or accidents being reported. I-25 looking good from the tech center, traveling into downtown and up north to Thornton and North Glen. No major
And this guy, Sean, says, looks really bad.
Penny Boulevard. If you got to catch a flight, Penny Boulevard wide open in both directions. 225 running smooth in Aurora, no delays in 6th Avenue in Lakewood. And conditions.
What do you think, Hellcat? Oh, there it goes. It's concrete, not Picasso.
Partly sunny today with a high of 46. Right now, mostly cloudy and 36. With more impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
New to the Wendy's 2 for $5 lineup is their classic chicken sandwich. So go grab a 2 for $5 deal and pick 2 faves, like a Dave single spicy chicken sandwich, nugs, and now the classic chicken sandwich.
Dan, put the pictures back up.
Price and participation may vary, limited time only.
What do we,
Hi, I'm Peter Harris for Grainberry Cereal.
I don't have a spot, do I?
Healthy
No,
cereal.
I'm sick of this.
It's not just a line, it's a fact. Grainberry with amazing onyx sorghum is the healthiest and most natural choice in the cereal aisle. And we created it for everyone. You want powerful plant-based antioxidants to protect against free radicals? We have tons. You care about sugar?
16 terabytes now. And, you know, you can get into them for $300. You can get a 12 terabyte for under $200 all day long.
Mark,
It's
how much can that hold?
Okay. Okay. So I have got 2,200 movies, 22 full-featured films. Okay.
2,200.
2,200.
2,200.
2,200 films. Okay. Everything from shit that just came out to, you know, just shit that I like. Just all kinds of shit.
That you legally obtain.
Yes.
Of course.
Of course. 5.2 gigabytes, and that's on a, or terabytes, and that's on a 6 gig drive. And the reason I'm looking at hard drives now is because I'm getting close to getting that filled up. So I can't believe I can buy one twice as big as that for like $190 now. It's insane. I think I spent
those little solid state ones. Or
no, these are regular internal hard drives. Solid state, the biggest. I know they have terabyte.
Of course.
But the 512s are about the good breaking point for them. You know, the cheap is 512 now.
I have a 2 terabyte little tiny one.
Yeah.
I love the solid state.
Thumb drives, I think the biggest is, you might be able to get a 1 terabyte, but the 512s are the cheap.
You can't get 1 terabyte.
You know, I bet you can.
No, you can't.
I know. I
can get them advertised.
You're going to say they're phony baloney.
Well, I know they are. Just read the reviews.
1 terabyte.
Just read the reviews.
Thumb drive. I know 512s because I
now maybe they've come out recently.
That's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. Yeah, you can get real deal 1 terabytes now.
Honest to God, Mark.
Yeah, but they're
like for Micro Center. Because if you can't get them there, then if it's some fucking Amazon.
This one's Prime.
From Prime?
From Prime. It's Amazon.
Okay.
They're $41 though.
Mark, are you serious? There's no way they fucking do that.
Yeah, and a 512, I bet, is like $20, man.
1T, what do you call it? Thumb drive?
Thumb drive.
Come on, Mark. I'm getting one, man. Come on. No, they don't have them. See, I knew they didn't. Look at it close.
Just put in there.
I did. They don't have them. Wait. They say 2 terabyte.
Put in 1 terabyte.
Mark, they have 2 terabyte.
Put in 1 terabyte.
Mark, I did. Okay. And they fucking have 2 terabyte. That is not possible. I heard. Okay, I'm going to watch it. Read the reviews.
I'm going to go look at it.
Okay?
Well,
does not work.
Yeah, but you're looking at the cheap ones.
Does not work.
Here, I'm going to send you one that I.
How can they advertise something it is not?
I got one that I guarantee is. Put in this. Are you on Amazon? Ready? PNY Pro Elite 1 TB.
Mark? Why? Okay.
That one's real. It's got 1,250 reviews, man, and it's all Prime.
Why is this one?
Well, the one I first told you at $41, I think that is phony baloney. This one's not phony baloney, but it's almost $200.
This item. Aha. Not verified. What does that mean? So what does all this mean? So you don't even know what to fucking buy. You don't really know what's...
Well, if it's prime and it comes in bullshit, then, I mean, there's no problem getting your money back to them.
And how would you know?
How would you know what?
If it's real.
Well, this pony one's real for sure. I have no doubt about it. But why would you spend $200 on it? I mean, it's way expensive.
Mark, wait a minute. You found a $200 one?
Yeah, really.
What about the $50 ones?
They're all fake. You're just
but why are they selling them then?
I don't know. They probably shut them down and they pop up the next day.
No, they're right on Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this one's got 848 reviews, man. It's 1 terabyte and it's $42.
I'm finding. Okay. I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Did we get Sam the Concrete Man on?
I'm working on it right now.
Okay. I don't know, what do you do when you see something, okay, and technically he's got a point. Now, as far as the slope, that's more of a subjective thing.
We got a lot of comments, man. We got people...
Well, okay, what are they saying?
Okay, it doesn't look right to me, and I'm in the business. Okay. Next one. Just the 2 different sides rest, not too bad. Can't see it from my house, it doesn't matter. It would bother me, too. Close enough for government work, this guy says.
Now, the curve part... I see that. I saw that.
It's concrete, not a Picasso. That's another one.
Well, jeez.
And then the other one says once you add some landscaping, it would look fine. You would never see any problems.
I just
looks
don't know.
Great.
I just don't know what I would do. I would like to talk to people. You know, I know Ken is retired. Ken Williams. Do we still have his cell number? Ken Williams Concrete. Ken's retired, but do we have a cell number? Ah, damn. I'd like to call him. If anybody's listening in the biz, who else do we have on the referral list we can have a look at it?
Pro Concrete.
We really
Procrete.
do. We need to get someone to look at it. Because I'm not I can't, just because I say, hey, man, it looks fine to me, that doesn't mean it's fine.
But what do you do to fix it?
Well,
he'd have age-old story.
He'd have to tear it out and put it all back in.
That's what I mean. I don't know if that's a fair thing either.
If I was Sam, hold on. Hey, John, how much was this whole job that Sam did?
$4,600.
$4,600. I would have thought it was more. So if he took out just the sidewalk, is what I'm saying. I wonder if he took out just the sidewalk, the 2 slabs are fine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then I wonder why he wouldn't do it. Or if he just refunded the money for that section and then you have somebody else do it. Because, I mean, sometimes you can't please somebody. He may not have the skills to please you. We're gonna explore this and more. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Man, we got to figure out what we're going to do with this. We've got to help this guy somehow.
Can't you just cut that shape, though, or no? The one where he wants it cut. Well, I see those big saws they come in with and cut shit. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can't.
Mistakes and the heartbreaks that made them who they are. The things they don't file under success stories. iHeartRadio is #1 for podcasts, but don't take our word for it. Find Tell Me About It on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're in chronic pain, you may have been told you need to live with it or be on pain meds the rest of your life. It's not true. Find out more at ColoradoPainCare.com. Hi, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. I want to find this group of local doctors dedicating themselves to developing a plan just for you. Safe use of meds, physical therapy, nerve procedures, and other evidence-based treatment with proven results. ColoradoPainCare.com. Accepted by most insurance, Medicare, and Medicaid. 303-GOT-PAIN. Portions of the following program will be recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
Coming up at 5 after the hour, listen for your chance to win $1,000 on KHOW Denver.
ABC News, I'm Elvin Lopez. The new jobs report for Labor Department shows last month the U.S. economy created 49,000 jobs in January, evidence that recovery in this pandemic is still very slow.
Today, President Biden pushing Congress to pass his $1.9 trillion rescue plan to stave off more economic pain.
And while we're grateful for everyone who found work and is earning a paycheck, it's very clear our economy is still in trouble.
Biden says his plan has money for food and unemployment insurance. Republicans want a smaller price plan. Johnson & Johnson filing for emergency use authorization for their single-dose COVID-19 vaccine. The FDA planning to hold a public hearing later this month. White House Chief COVID-19 Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci says it is important Americans get the shot to help slow the spread of new variants. This is ABC News. The fatal shooting of a New Mexico State police officer sparking a high-speed chase and a shootout. ABC's Jim Ryan has more.
Officer Darian Jarrett was assisting the Homeland Security investigation when he stopped a pickup truck on Interstate 10 west of Las Cruces.
Officer Darian Jarrett went out there today and was serving his community the best way he knew how. I love him for that.
Robert Thornton was Officer Jarrett's chief.
And everyone that's here loves him for that.
Officer Jarrett was shot and killed after that traffic stop. Suspect Omar Felix Cuervo was pursued 40 miles east of Las Cruces, where he jumped out of his pickup truck and started shooting at police. He wounded another officer but was killed in the shootout. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Ford is cutting production of its best-selling F-150 pickup because of a shortage of semiconductors. Because of the shortage, the automaker is temporarily cutting the number of shifts in its truck production plants in half. Alwyn Lopez, ABC News.
I like a bed that's really firm. I need something a little softer than that. Rest easy. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed, you can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number settings. Can it really help me fall asleep faster? Yes, by gently warming your feet. Okay, but can it help keep us asleep? It senses your movements and automatically adjusts to keep you effortlessly comfortable. Sleep Number, proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. Save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus special financing on all smart beds and Fun Bed. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Special financing subject to credit approval.
I have to hold just to leave a message or talk, like it's a whole, so I think I'm going to email him and see if I can't get him on and he'll call her. Also, I have the ADA gal on to talk about mandatory masks and students with disabilities, okay? Can we
This
just talk
could be
to
a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. Talk to a doctor by phone.
Yes, I did, and then it said they were, I meant to tell you this, it says we're closed. It said they were closed.
Is it permanently closed?
Oh, I'm sorry, they were closed, you can leave a message, so I left a nasty message. That's what I did. I hope that was okay.
He said widespread mask use is a low-cost and highly efficient way to reduce the spread of coronavirus infections. Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert is now allowed to carry her firearm in Washington, D.C. Police Chief Robert Conde said the Republican representative was recently granted a concealed carry permit. A Pueblo South graduate was the FBI special agent killed while serving a search warrant in Florida this week. Laura Schwarzenberger graduated in 1996 and was remembered by teacher Catherine Thompson.
She was a good student. She was a nice kid. It's just really sad that this happened. And it's sad that, you know, these things are happening.
She also called Schwarzenberger a hero, and she'll never be forgotten. Nuggets fell to the world champion Lakers last night, 114-93. No surprise, Peyton Manning will headline Pro Football's 2021 Hall of Fame class. Former Bronco QB reportedly learned this week that he'll be among tomorrow's inductees. It's his first year of eligibility. That's the latest. I'm Chuck Clark.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Wendy's.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel around the Mile High City freeway system in fantastic shape. Weather, partly sunny today with a high of 46. Right now it's mostly cloudy in Denver and 36. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
New to the Wendy's 2 for $5 lineup is their classic chicken sandwich. So go grab a 2 for $5 deal and pick 2 faves, like a Dave Single Spicy Chicken Sandwich, nuts, and now the classic chicken sandwich. 2 for just $5. Price and participation may vary, limited time only.
You know, what's bringing you smile analysis? I went in on her YouTube. She's watching the show live on YouTube. Who is? Suzanne. So, she comments during the show. So, on her YouTube, I put, man, my husband's so sexy. Oh.
I do. There are so many people that lie in this space. Go to someone that we found to be genuine.
Oh my God, this fried chicken's gonna be so good.
No, Mark, which one is it?
It's called
Castle Cafe.
No, it's called Great Divide. You know where the Castle Cafe is?
Which has the best fried chicken.
This is way better. Well, I can't say way better though. It's a block down. Same road, same side, one block down. Yeah, but it's a brand new deal. It's a beautiful restaurant. Beautiful.
They're going head to head on fried chicken.
Oh man, and they are winning the battle.
Like family style, just like that, or just
you can do a quarter bird, half bird, full bird. Maybe 2 full birds too, family style. But I always get the half bird.
What's it called?
Great Divide. But they got everything, man. They got steaks. They got a good brunch.
Reservation.
It helps.
Wait. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't hear you.
Just 30 seconds.
I'll get you, you know what, we'll meet there and have a drink there and some fried chicken. It's a nice bar, too.
That is very bright in my eyes, but that's okay if you need it.
It's not as good as Perry's, but it's real
I can't
close.
see your dark, handsome face with all that light behind you.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Hell!
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255.
Here to help you solve problems.
CNN.
Solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Let me do a disclaimer. The following statements have not been endorsed by Tom Martino, nor have they been reviewed, nor is he being paid for his comments.
Look at that. Right now on CNN, CDC says schools can safely reopen. White House says they're not ready.
Well, let's see, man. We don't know.
What is that?
I don't. Anyway, 303-713-TALK. I want to say something. If you guys want to talk about stuff, anything, you can do it on this show. We'll talk about anything, consumer issues, anytime, anywhere. Now, one thing I want to tell you, that we have someone from the ADA on, or I should say Rocky Mountain ADA.org. What they do is interpret the statute to help us to understand Americans with Disabilities Act, and I think they advocate for them too. And that's really, really good because we need that kind of help. Emily, thank you for being here, Emily Schumann. Emily, you guys advocate for people with disabilities, right?
Well, we really just focus on providing people with the information they need to advocate for themselves.
All right, good.
Yeah.
So, so many people have questions. Hey, don't they need to have a ramp here? Or wait, they're denying me this. Or can they make me do this? My back hurts. Does my boss have to buy me a chair? Things like that. So, right? I mean, really, you get all oh, no, especially, I'm not going to get you off in this bunny trail, but especially service dogs and emotional support. I promise, Emily, I'm not going to do that to you today. So, let's talk.
You're exactly right. Those are all the types of questions we answer.
Yeah. Somebody called, and I don't think she's like, I don't think she was trying to make a political statement. And I don't think she was really she wasn't that kind of person. I think she was concerned. And whether or not it's valid, to her it was. She said her son suffered injuries, has a deviated septum as a result of having his nose shattered or something, and he has very hard time breathing and got a medical exemption for a face mask. And I understand that. And in light of this new federal regulation for face masks and in light of everything else going on, I don't even know how you can tell. You see somebody with and somebody without, do they have a card with them or something or what? But anyway, her son, they refused to let him play Little League. Now, here's what I want to say. I'm thinking, sure, you have an exemption. They're not saying he has to wear a mask. They're just saying he can't play Little League, and that's just an organization rule. But how do you stand on that through the eyes of the ADA compliance?
Yeah, so a couple things. Well, first of all, according to the ADA, you'd have to figure out whether a deviated septum would be considered a disability, and that's going to vary from person to person. There are some criteria that we look at. But let's say, more than likely it probably is a disability, and it kind of falls into the category of a respiratory impairment. Any organization, including Little League, is going to have to make a reasonable modification to their policies and procedures so that they're not discriminating against a person with a disability. So that's kind of what the ADA says. And
what would be a reasonable? Let's say it is a disability. For argument's sake, what does a reasonable accommodation mean?
So in this case, it could be rather than having to wear a tight, cloth covering, could this child perhaps be allowed to wear a clear face shield? Could there be an exemption for him to wear a face covering, but then they implement, social distancing measures in a more serious way with that kid? It really runs the gamut. What's possible? What is the actual thing that's, being prevented from happening because of the disability? It's going to vary by, case by case.
Okay. Then what do we do as far as finding out if it's a disability in his case?
Well, so under the ADA, there's the criteria is pretty broad. It's, does this impairment significantly affect your activities of daily living? So things like walking, breathing, running, reading, things like that. So based on, the fact if he's not able to wear a mask, that probably means that he has trouble breathing,
right? Which
would rise the level of disability under the ADA. Now, that definition is going to be different based on whatever law you're looking at, or if you're not trying to come up with a legal definition of disability, then you would look at a medical definition. So it just varies based on, what is the application of why you're looking to define disability.
Okay, I had a deviated septum before surgery years ago, and when I ran around like a maniac, I really had to breathe through my mouth, and it was a lot harder to catch my breath. And I don't know, man, it would have been really hard with a face mask. Okay, so does she need a designation before she goes to them and say, we demand you make reasonable accommodation under the ADA? Does she first have to have a determination if it's a disability?
No, not at all. And I think it's important also to note that Colorado law has some, the Colorado face mask law says that people don't have to wear the mask if they can't medically tolerate a face covering, including people who have breathing troubles. So just based on the Colorado mandate, it sounds like, this child meets that definition, and so the ADA might not even need to come into play in the first place.
What definition is that? Where does she find it?
So that's in the Colorado mask mandate language. Yeah, and it mirrors what the CDC says. And I did do some research, and it looks like Colorado has also mandated that organized sports adhere to Colorado mask laws. So.
Okay. So, and that in itself could get a particular child. We're not talking about any individual case, but a particular child from wearing a mask if they can't tolerate it.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you would think that just under that, those restrictions alone, there wouldn't be a need to have to go to the ADA and say, now we're looking at an ADA discrimination.
I get it.
Even if, yeah.
Has the pandemic brought up a lot of issues for you and you're in providing information about ADA?
Well, yeah, definitely. Everybody's had to change the way they do things in terms of people working from home and altering the way that they do their services. And, anytime, anything that able-bodied people do is going to be harder for people with disabilities to do. So we're all in new territory in the first place, and then people with disabilities have an extra challenge of trying to figure out how to adhere to the new thing in a way that works with their particular abilities.
Okay.
So we've gotten lots of questions, yeah.
Okay. Now, we have, for example, people that work at home, and I've gotten an inquiry that at work, her employer would provide a special computer for her visual impairment, a special computer, and some other special things, some contrast monitor, whatever. What happens at home now? She's forced to work at home. Does her employer have to make those adjustments for her on her home computer? Or providing, let's say she doesn't have, let's say, or she doesn't have a computer. Do they have to, in other words, do they have to supply her the same reasonable accommodations that they did at work in her home if her home is now her workspace?
Correct. Yeah. If they made that accommodation in the office space, and now they're saying the office space is no longer available to you, but we expect you to perform the same job functions from home, they have to make those same accommodations. And they have to, continue to participate in the interactive process. The ADA is very specific about how those things should go. But I can't think of any good reason they would have not to allow her to take her equipment that she had at the office home, unless, of course, there's something, some special software that's confidential. You think about Department of Defense, things like that.
Yeah.
That could be a factor. But without knowing all the details, my initial answer is they should be accommodating her.
Now, traveling, there's a new mandate. Any time you travel, but if somebody does have an exemption, can't they say at the airline, for example, okay, ma'am, we know you might have an exemption, but we don't know who has an exemption and who doesn't, so we'd just rather you not travel with us? I mean, really, how are we going to know who truly has an exemption and who's just being difficult?
I don't think there's a way to know. I mean, I don't think that's been addressed. I think I don't have a better answer for you than that. There's no medical card that's being issued. There's no doctor's note that's being issued or required. It just sort of hinges on, people's good faith and wanting to, and hoping that people are doing the right thing and protecting themselves and others. But of course, we know it doesn't always work out like that.
So, right. So if you're walking through a store, somebody from the store says you need a face covering, you say I have a medical exemption. I mean, how far does this conversation go? I just don't know, because I have seen people being removed from stores, and I don't think anyone's honoring that anymore. For example, at my health club, and I don't have anything against them, they said, if you can't tolerate a face mask, we will put your membership on suspension without charging you, and then just pick it up again. Is that a reasonable accommodation, in other words?
Yeah, if they can't, there's no other way that they can offer that service, and they're saying we can't offer this service to you at home, and we can't do a curbside gym membership. I think that's a reasonable accommodation, and I think maybe that's, there's a little bit to that, in terms of how can you tell if someone's being serious. A person who seriously has an issue is going to be willing to work with a business and find another way to get access to the goods and services that they need. And, a person who just wants to be difficult is going to insist that they be allowed in the business or access to the services with no face mask on, and not even be willing to consider whether there's an alternate option.
Right, I understand. Okay, hold on. We have to take this break.
Hey, who did your head, your hair? Someone's asking.
I don't want to give them out because they're
you don't want
something.
Got it.
If children are involved,
They're not somebody I would ever
in
recommend.
your children's lives. Remember Cordell and Cordell. We've
Hold
been
on.
with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you. Contact Cordell and Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Colorado. 10 seconds.
God damn it! What? I'm not ready. I just don't have it ready. Who? No, it doesn't matter. I just don't have fucking anything ready. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. If you're looking for a home loan or a refinance, Ideal Home Loans. Now, here's the great part. They have the interest rate guarantee, which means that if interest rates go down, they'll refinance you free of all lender fees. That's a free refinance, and that's as many times as rates go down, because
what happens is you get a new 2-year guarantee every time you close. Do you know how invaluable that is? Also, they have the pre-approval, which is like a cash deal. IdealHomeLoans.com. What does that mean? That means that you're already approved. And if you need someone to, like if you have like an address to correct or a credit card to pay down by $40, that'll get you better pricing. They'll let you know that. It's called credit optimization. IdealHomeLoans.com for your next Ideal Home Loan. 3-867-7000. If you're looking for extra cash, now's the time to get rid of that silver and gold, valuables, coin collections. Listen, you may think it has value. Maybe it does. But it's just been sitting in that drawer. It has no value, right? Now, David Ellis Jewelers will buy all of your scrap, precious metals, or jewelry, or estate jewelry, or coin collections for cash on the spot. David Ellis Jewelers. Now, this is not some nameless, faceless website you send stuff off to. Don't ever do that. David Ellis Jewelers is live and local and Repo and will pay top dollar. He is honest. He is straightforward. You'll know that when you meet him. He's a great guy. He's in the Cherry Creek North shopping area, corner of 3rd and Clayton. If you have any questions, 303-222-8779. Now, look, that stuff is not going to do you any good, and right now people need cash. Gold, silver, watches, even coin collections. The corner of 3rd and Clayton, David Ellis Jewelers, 303-322-8779. Oh shit, that was such a fucking up thing. I'm sorry, I did all that without. I was trying to fucking all that, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
You can request a medical house call with the touch of a button. Yep, it's that easy. The Dispatch Health Team arrives at your door able to treat everything in urgent care and more. They come fully equipped with COVID-19 tests and can treat COVID-19 conditions in your home. They also treat a wide range of everyday issues, including respiratory infections like flu and pneumonia, migraines, dehydration, sprains, strains, and minor fractures.
New York Post gives Biden an F on reopening schools.
Yeah, because that's the conservative paper owned by the Fox people. Did you know that?
Yes. You know what drives me nuts, though? Follow the what? Follow the medical. Follow the good advice.
The science.
The science. And the CDC comes out and says, open schools. It's worse not to open them. And what does Joe Biden say? Don't open the schools.
But why did he say that?
Because they fucking love the teachers' unions.
Why do teachers want to be home?
Because they get paid for doing nothing.
But aren't they doing Zoom school?
I don't know what they do.
No, that's fucked up. That is.
I don't know what they do.
It's all, Tommy, I just wanted to remind you, like, they did not want to talk about that on the air, so I told you, and you're like, well, we want to talk in general about traveling.
And we really did.
I just didn't want those folks to get upset.
No, she wasn't, because I wasn't talking about him. I just said, what do they do in this case?
Okay, I do have the mom on for you. And then the other thing is, my line numbers changed. Did you just fix it? Mine doesn't look like yours anymore.
But it's almost impossible for one not to look like the other. Let me just refresh it. Which one doesn't work now?
It tells me the pink is line 1, that the line. Oh, I'm not seeing. Never mind. This is my fault.
Usual.
At Edelman Financial Engines, our clients are predominantly concerned about retirement, your financial security for your spouse, for your aging parents, for your children. And we can help you just like we've helped thousands of folks just like you for more than 30 years. So call us at Edelman Financial Engines at 888-PLAN-RIC. That's 888-PLAN-RIC. Or visit us at rickedelman.com. That's ricedelman.com. Don't wonder
that is
because we're here to help you.
I don't care about that guy.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Michelin Microblades.
I mean, I can help people. They're all stupid asses. Fucking websites. They're stupid asses.
What was the website? I didn't hear it. RickEdelman.com.
Hey, by the way, I have a guy, he's not on the referral list, but he's in the concrete business. He does those jobs all the time, was close by. He's going to go look at that job, stand and call us before 2 to talk about it. We were trying to work that out. And then I had to email Todd Stewart saying, look, we need to talk to you because this came in. So I have no other way of reaching the guy.
Okay.
Get yours today on Amazon Prime.
It's the Dan Caplis Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Why is it? Oh, right. About 10 seconds. I'll see you back in. Marijuana connection to the horrific mass murder in Denver? And at what point are all of the murders, deaths on the roadway, teen suicides just too big a price to pay for legalized marijuana? Join me at 4.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget an insurance checkup free of charge at CompassInsuranceGroup.com or 303-996-9000. Do an insurance checkup. I don't know why you wouldn't. It's totally free, no obligation. They check 25 companies. You can save thousands or get confirmation you have a great deal. CompassInsuranceGroup.com. Okay, so all of you I will get to. I promise you. We simply are trying to help people understand the ADA law. And, Kim, listen. Emily, of course, can't address your specific son's details. She doesn't know anything about that, and she doesn't want to take individual cases. But I did want to call you because she said even the normal face mandate for the state says that if they can't tolerate it, they can basically get exempted.
Yes, but does that mean that someone like the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts or Little League has to allow them to play?
I believe she said reasonable accommodations, like, for example, a plexiglass shield or something, maybe. There are some cases, it's just a reasonable accommodation. And, Kim, did they offer any alternatives for you?
Well, what they did offer to us was the fact that he could wear the buff around his neck and breathe freely because they were able when they're in. Oh,
keep going.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, keep going around the neck and breathe freely. Then what? Then what?
But then, if they were to have somebody come within the 6-foot social distance, then that would be just to hold it above the nose until that.
That's reasonable.
That's reasonable, but however, in this situation, then we had parents complain. And so then it became, well, then that reasonable accommodation was no longer offered.
Oh, well, why would parents complain if you kept social distance when he wasn't covered?
Because they were concerned that he could be contagious for up to 2 days or asymptomatic carrier. And then spread it.
But if they're doing social distancing, the way I understand it is, they would keep social distance unless they were closer. He would pull it up around his nose.
Yes.
So.
And so.
Are they afraid it's going to linger in the air?
Possibly, I don't want to.
And they're playing. Wait,
and they're playing contact in those sports anyway, and being close.
We're talking about baseball.
Yeah, when they come up on a base,
they're right on the base with them.
Yeah,
they slide into home plate.
They were just saying that when they do. How would that happen, Kim? If he's running to a base and getting close to somebody, what would he do?
Well, I think at that point in time, if it's outdoor play, I think it's because it's indoor practice.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's indoor practice. Okay.
Yes.
And parents can get ugly, Tom.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
It's so ridiculous.
At what point, though, I guess is my question.
What they don't understand is their kids were susceptible to as much, if not more, before this.
Yeah, but you're not.
Nothing's really changed. Nothing's really changed. Okay.
No.
Kim, again, people. Yes. Oh God. All right. Yeah.
Do you wear a mask, Kim? I'm just curious.
Do I? I try to avoid it as much as possible, but it's because I have my own.
Yeah. Okay. So Kim,
it's not out of me trying to be. I think this has become so politicized in nature.
Yeah.
And that my reasons would be different than that.
Okay. Yeah. So Kim, here's the deal. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I think they won't let him practice indoors because parents are complaining. You may have to consult an attorney about it. You may. I don't know. I mean, he has this condition, and they're not making reasonable accommodations, or maybe did they make an alternative? How about a plexiglass shield? Did anyone even talk about that?
No.
Well, why don't you propose? Why don't you at least propose that? Because we can't take any more time on this. But why not just propose that? By the way, if people want information for Rocky Mountain ADA compliance or compliance of the ADA in general and information and all that, if you think your rights are being violated or you need help interpreting something, it's RockyMountainADA.org. RockyMountainADA.org.
Great people.
Sarah, you got an update. Deputy Doc was working on something for you. What happened? You bought something from Khan's Appliance or Khan's store. What did you buy? Sarah. All right, we're just going to update that right after this.
If you missed it earlier, Colorado Pain Care, Simply Floors in a minute. $.
Alright! No way!
Holy cow!
Oh, that's awesome, man!
Also, text the nationwide keyword BANK to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's BANK to 200-200.
Oh my God, she sounds like a whiner.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the
We got some people on YouTube that are pretty fucking funny.
Denver.
Twitter. Put the kid in the bubble.
Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel around the Mile High City Freeway system in fantastic shape right now. Just a couple of slow spots. Southbound 225, a bit stop and go approaching the I-25 interchange on the south end. Southbound I-25, a bit stop and go approaching the interchange with the Boulder Turnpike as well. I-270 is up to speed both directions in the Commerce City Drive. Good news there. Off highway, there's a wreck, a serious crash. Southbound Wadsworth, south of Alameda. Watch out for police arriving to the scene. And a crash being cleared off highway southbound Peoria at 45th as well. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly sunny today, high of 46. Right now, mostly cloudy at 38. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
New to the Wendy's tour,
About 10 seconds away from Colorado Pain Care, Simply Floors.
for 5 deal and pick 2 faves, like a Dave single spicy chicken sandwich, nugs, and now the classic chicken sandwich. 2 for just $5. Price and participation may vary, limited time only.
You know, I went to the website coloradopaincare.com. You can schedule an appointment right online. And that is a wonderful thing. You can get an appointment, by the way, covered by most insurance, for Colorado Pain Care, a group of local doctors that take Medicare and Medicaid, workers' comp, and all insurance to help you evaluate your pain. Whether you're working with a doctor or not, they can help you. They have innovative treatments, and they customize treatments for each individual client. So go to coloradopaincare.com. Make your own appointment, or just call them, 303-GOT-PAIN. There's another place where you make your own appointment, and that is simplyfloorsinc.com. That's right, Buddy and Karen Mitchell own Simply Floors Inc. And it's this easy. You call them, or you go there, and you make an appointment, first 50-second reward, or they come to you. You make your own appointment at simplyfloorsinc.com, or get a phone number and call them. You get discounted prices, better financing, and better service, better installation. It's just a great store to do business with. Simplyfloorsinc.com. And by the way, the number 303-456-4660.
Roller coaster stock markets make you nervous. With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your retirement.
This looks good
Hi,
too.
I'm Linda Gardner, hosting Your Money, Your Retirement Study.
Tommy, I have no idea how I got sucked into those K&H emails. I just delete them. I don't, this I need ASAP, blah, blah, blah.
You just don't even worry about it.
Okay.
I
It
have
stresses me out.
I have never failed to comply with my obligations ever. These new fucking reps have no idea how I work. They have no idea.
Yeah,
I have the law. I mean,
I just wanted you to know. I'm like, I'll delete.
Contact with these people. They just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but
Yeah, gotcha.
they think they have to be in control of everything, and they stress about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't even worry about it.
All right.
And they do the same thing to Mark. They put him on everything. They
Okay.
just don't need to. Jesus Christ, I mean, just come on. Like, I just fucking dropped off the boat, and they're gonna help me. They're gonna save my life.
You telling me the 24-year-old sales rep doesn't fucking know what's up yet?
Dropped off the boat. That was pretty good.
Just go to pajamadrome.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Valentine's Day is guaranteed.
I know Suzanne probably goes, oh my God, what is he going to do?
What is the other one? What was that fucking one with the Dexter? He's in Australia doing a one. Didn't you tell me about that yesterday, or somebody else?
Oh no, he's doing it safe. Mark. It's a mini-series, which is the best. One season, it's done one show.
I'm telling you, you better watch your honor.
I watched the first episode last night.
Oh, what'd you think? It's good. So you saw the motorcycle wreck, the very first one. Now, in real life, think about this. I was thinking about this. In real life, because of the circumstance with the his inhaler and he couldn't breathe and shit, if there was like a camera in that car that recorded all that, do you think he'd be in no trouble in real life? Even though it was a medical emergency, he couldn't breathe. He had to get his.
But then he left.
No, forget about the leaving.
What caused the accident?
Yeah. If he just stayed there.
No, he wouldn't have been charged with manslaughter. No, of course not. No. You're right.
So that's what is very frustrating as you go on. You keep going, why did he leave?
I don't even want to know what happens because I dropped after from Homeland. I dropped from Showtime. This is all Showtime. I got to go to news.
What's that? This one? Oh,
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician.
I'll give you something.
Is Griffin in school, right? He's in college? I'll send you a link. You just use his email. You get Hulu and Showtime for $6 a month.
Why?
Just a college kid deal. I log in using Addies.
Okay.
You can also get Spotify for like $3.
My son.
Is he in college?
No, but how would they know?
Because when you put in his actual email, it goes out to whatever college and they verify just like that. It verifies it.
Their professional technicians provide
instantly.
plumbing.
You don't have to use email as a login too. You can use whatever, but that's how it verifies it. You'd be able to get it.
High pressure sales.
As long as you have an email that's connected to a actual college.
Well, Griffin doesn't have a school email.
Yeah, he does. Guarantee he does. He logs into his portal somehow. I guarantee it.
Well, it's that Gmail, right? Just this normal email.
No. He definitely
They
has
have to have a school email.
Have to. Like Addie's is whatever at Metro dot whatever. Yeah. And you don't have to use that, but that's how you get the pricing.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino here at
713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget waterpros.net. No, is it what? Yeah, I'm sorry. I think it is. I get, like, Mark calls it a senior moment. But Water Pros, they're the cheapest, but the best whole house systems for conditioning and filtration. There's no other way to put it. He's honest and forthright. This is an industry riddled with ripoffs. It is waterpros.net. Please check him out, waterpros.net. Okay, let's continue. And John Forrest Little have not neglected you. I need to get these people in order. Sarah did help, did have a problem. Let's see if she's there now. Sarah, are you there?
Yes, I'm
here.
Okay,
good. Sorry for the wait. Now, Conn's Furniture, what did you buy from them?
I bought a sofa and love seat set.
A couch and love seat, and what went wrong?
Yes. Well, the couch didn't appear to be new, and it actually broke. The frame came through the bottom of the couch within about a month.
And what did they were not responding to you?
They were not responding. Before it actually broke, I had their technician out so they could look at the condition of the couch because it didn't look new compared to the love seat, and I wasn't satisfied with it. The technician saw the problem, and after that, when I was trying to get a hold of them,
that same day, the couch actually broke.
Okay.
So I talked to a lot of different departments. No one was willing to help
Now,
me.
Deputy Doc, what did you do? Deputy Doc, what did you do?
What's his secret for cons?
Deputy Doc, cons is a bad company to deal with. How did you get through?
I told them who I was. No, all kidding aside, I called the store. The store referred me to somebody else in HR, and then they referred me to somebody that said they could take care of the problem. So I emailed her the initial letter that Sarah had sent to Susie, and which explained the whole thing.
Yeah, what happened?
And then I guess they must have gotten. So I was out yesterday taking a bunch of doctor stuff.
Yeah.
But I guess they got in touch with Sarah and said they were going to give her a full refund.
Yes.
Wow.
Thanks to you.
Wow, Sarah, that is such good news. Deputy Doc, good work. We appreciate it very much, very much. All right. John, a frequent emailer, and by the way, you said you wanted to talk. I let people, by the way, John is taking me up on that. From time to time, you'll hear me say problems, questions, complaints, or you just want to get something off your chest or vent. I'll give you 30 seconds uninterrupted, blah, blah, blah. John, I don't know what you want to do, but I'll let you. And, of course, the only rule is that you if you say a naughty word, I might have to nix you, and that's it.
Okay, here we go.
Right. Go.
I called you about 30 days ago with a plan to get the economy chugging again. You seem fairly interested, and you're spot on. Right now, the media is not serving the public good. We have MSNBC and CNN amplifying the anger on the left. We have Fox doing the same thing on the right.
Yes.
But the public's not getting the straight news. You're a maestro in reporting things that the mainstream media just ignores. So I just went unilaterally and created a website. It's like speed dating where businesses can just pitch their idea. And I just wanted to give you that website.
Wait, you did already? You created it because I liked your idea. Like Mark and I were going to sit here, maybe some callers with some business experience, and we were going to do like a radio Shark Tank. And we're not allowed to use the name because of their along with what we're doing, because of course that's copyrighted. But basically, it's going to be a pitch platform. And what is the website? I'm going to look at it. What is it?
Okay, it's www.publicwire.xyz.
Public Wire?
Yes, sir.
.xyz. Do you mean XYZ is actually a domain? Wow. I think it's cool. You know, we're running out of .com, so we have to. Okay, so here we are, publicwire.xyz. And okay,
I wrote a story on you, Tom. There you are on the top right.
Now, I see it. Where do people pitch this? Where do people pitch?
So all they have to do is hit the self-publish link. And all I say is no rants, no fake news, and, keep it.
Oh, very cool. Okay. But where is that where they're going to pitch their idea?
Correct, and I'll publish it free of charge for as long as they're small business. I don't want megacorps in there. Small business people were trying to get the economy chugging again.
I get what you're saying, to promote their business. I thought you were talking like if they had a business idea.
Either, but mostly to promote.
I get it. No, that's better. I love that idea. Mark, weren't you coming up with a way you wanted to promote business? I thought on the referral list you said you were working on something too. But what he's got is he basically has something. But once they publish an article on this space, who pushes it out? You got to push it out to people, John.
Well, that's what I understand. They share it on their respective social media.
Good.
We do the same. We have
backlinks.
So it goes viral. They just all share with each other.
That's good.
Whether it's through it's an organic thing. I'm not going to do any paid posts or anything like that. This is small time. It's a hobby.
I like it. I like it. So what you're doing is you're making your own press release about your business.
Correct. And as an example, I used when HVAC apprenticeship program came on and talked to you from Plumb Line Services, they're creating jobs in a down economy. So I wrote a story about that. that I cited you as the source.
No, that's
story.
wonderful. I love it. No, that's a great idea. So if people want to do a news release about their business, they can go to publicwire.xyz, then hit self-publish, which is on the menu above. And then what would happen is when you do that, call us too, and we'd love to talk about it. We would love to promote any business. Now, obviously, I can't do it every day for the business. That's advertising, right? But if you want to give a plug to your business, feel free to do it on this show. John, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Now, Jason, what's going on with you, Jason?
Hey, how's it going, Tom?
I'm doing okay. What's happening with you?
Oh, man, let me tell you. Like one thing after another.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Yeah, well, okay, I bought this car back in, it was in August, I want to say September.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it's a Fiat 500L. I had gotten divorced not too long ago, so credit wasn't so bad. So I went with this company, Credit Acceptance. They have a really bad reputation.
What did you go with them for? To buy the car or refinance it?
To finance it through them. There's a lien holder.
Okay. So what about it?
So, over the months, I ended up homeless. I'm living in my car. I've been dealing with it pretty well. I've worked for Instacart. That's what works for me in my situation. I'm pretty humble with things like that. And I enjoy doing that. And I just, I don't know, over time just started getting behind because at first it was okay because, I was putting a lot of miles and I realized, well, hey, this is what I'm in for now. I need to slow down and try to find just getting by until something happens. And
so what?
Here I am.
What are you calling us? What are you calling us about? What's your problem today? I know. I know you're pretty down.
Repo.
They tried to repo it.
Yes, and the only thing that is $244. That's what they're chasing me down for. And I told.
How did you stop them when they showed up?
I did. I mean, I'm not getting out of my car. I'm actually in a city park now, so they can't really
Jason, let me ask you something. How far behind are you?
Man.
Jason, how far?
They're wanting 244, and my total is like 6 something, and that's yeah.
So you're behind. Is your payment $244 a month?
Yeah, it's right around there. I think it's like 246, but they told me 244.
All right.
And yeah, okay. I was sick, and just lost work and money, and it snowballed. And then I thought, I said, just give me 2 days to work. I can't go deliver groceries, and get it together, and you'll have your money. We're good. I don't want no problems. I just want this taken care of, so I can do my thing.
Hold on a second, okay? Just wait. We'll be right back.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center,
good news. There was a crash southbound I-25 approaching Boulder Turnpike. That's been cleared.
They better give us the booth I like.
Back at speed. Good news there. Starting to see delays again on westbound I-270 between Quebec and Vasquez, so just watch out for that. Also got a crash off highway. A serious southbound Wadsworth southbound. A bit of delay downtown between Park and Spear. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly sunny today.
Troubleshooter show, what is your first name? Bill, in a sentence or less, what would you like to talk about on the show today? Oh, all right, hang on, man. Let's get you some help. Get a couple calls ahead.
Maybe looking for ways to save a few $100s a month, maybe $1,000 a month. If you're a homeowner, the answer may be as simple as a mortgage refinance. Hey, trust me, it's American financing.
Okay, great. A question about quitting job, okay?
Making it a great time to refinance and consolidate debt.
Let's make sure she quits, she'll get paid. Oh, contract and help. Okay. Rachel.
And you know what else? When you choose American financing, you don't have any upfront or hidden fees and no pressure, no obligation. Your long term, which can mean tens of thousands in long-term savings. said don't put off a mortgage refinance.
Haven't forgot about you.
303-6957-7000.
We waiting to hear from experts.
7,000 or apply online at
Touch base Monday.
AmericanFinance.net. Well, it's the start of a new year, and if you're a timeshare owner, you probably just paid your annual maintenance fees. But if you're feeling stuck in your unwanted timeshare, it's not too late to get out, even if you've already paid those fees. This month only, get a maintenance fee credit with Timeshare Termination Team. So for those timeshare owners who have already paid your maintenance fees for this year, it's not too late.
Troubleshooter Show. What is your first name?
This month, and they will apply what you paid for this year.
Spell that for me and just make sure I'm hearing you right.
Timeshare Termination Team.
Sal, hi. In a sentence or less, what would you like to talk to Tom about on the show today?
So if you're ready to finally be free from your timeshare burden, give them a call. Tell them Ross Kaminsky sent you and receive it.
Oh, yeah, the air package? Yeah.
So call 303-766-2255. That's 303-766-2255 or visit timeshareterminationteam.com today. Timeshare Termination Team. They will get you out.
Okay, how to attack inmate care package net. That's what I'm putting on the screen, man. Yeah.
Did you know that secondhand marijuana smoke has many of the same chemicals in secondhand tobacco smoke? In fact, 33 of those chemicals are toxic and can cause cancer.
It's almost like what do you call it when you register with the state and you have a registered agent. Got it.
The group to alleviate smoking pollution works to protect everyone's right to breathe smoke-free air.
Okay, Sal, I gotta have you come on and tell Tom this. Please tell me you're gonna do that.
Really help me fall asleep after?
Yeah, but can't they warn you to okay, but can it help keep us asleep? Sends you automatically adjust to keep you effortlessly comfortable. Sleep Number, proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special.
Well, it's Cash App. They don't take credit cards. They take Cash App. That's it. Or money orders. And money orders. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hang on. I want you to tell Tom especially about how to attack inmatecarepackage.net and how to find owner, because this is going to be good information. And thank you for your call. Where is this damn Minka Martino? Okay. Print. Subcontractor. Mint. Print. Okay. Girl wants to quit her job, but wants to get paid in a timely manner. I don't get it.
And we don't forget about sleep. Our cereals are overflowing from our cinnamon frosted shredded wheat.
Honey, that's so fair.
When we're going to have healthy emotional and cognitive functioning, we have fairly narrow channels between individual plans. We see something on the news that's very true.
Denver's Talk Station has your shot to win $1,000. You got 12 chances a day. Every weekend, listen at 5 past the hour for the 12K a day giveaway. Sponsored by Guy Rates on 630 KL.
Brighten your home and save 10% on Benjamin Moore paint by joining the Guy Rates program. Stop by a store or go to GURYS.com to sign up today.
What was the gimmick?
Your neighborhood.
Instead, they sent me something different.
You don't make it.
What's that, bro?
Okay, go ahead.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so we want to talk to Sal quickly about something. This is important. Jason, we haven't forgotten you. Sal, you have a recommendation on finding the owner of inmate care package or attacking it. By the way, let me mention this for those listening. It is a big, giant scam. This guy, Robert Raharl, is the manager. He goes by a number of different businesses, tons of phone numbers, cloaked in mail drops and LLCs, and his domain is registered under proxy. There's no way to get a hold of this guy. And from what we can find out, he is a complete and utter liar, cheat, and ripoff, and does not deliver packages. But he is online freely accepting money and not delivering packages. It's just an out-and-out ripoff. He says care packages for inmates. He won't accept credit cards. So once you pay, you will never see the package and you'll never see your money. And he's doing it without any punishment whatsoever. No one. I mean, he's basically got the perfect crime because he has great prices. People pay him, send him money, and they get nothing. I mean, how perfect can a crime be? And you can't find him. And you know what? Why isn't the FBI, or why doesn't Amazon shut down these kinds of servers, these kinds of websites, right? No, they'd rather just shut down the ones where they disagree with COVID or something. I mean, it's amazing to me what they're doing. Sal, what did you want to say about it?
Yeah, so basically, if they're really smart and they really know what they're doing, it is extremely difficult to figure out who owns these websites. They can hide behind a lot of things. Just for example, there's a thing called WhoIsGuard. So when you register a domain, you can hire WhoIsGuard to represent you basically as your registered agent. So then when anybody looks up your name, it's just going to show them out of Panama. The only way, aside from suing them and trying to get a subpoena, that I've found is find the payment processor. And if they're using Cash App knows who they are. So you can get their info through Cash App. However, if they're using a fake identity, or if they're using, who knows, they could be, and they could have fake accounts, who knows. But ultimately, that is going to be the best way to figure out who they are, is using the payment processor.
Yeah, but the payment people won't tell us that.
They will. So they will. Cash App is actually known for being very...
yeah, but they're not using that app. Are other apps as transparent?
Depending on the app, it really just depends. So now the lady I spoke with just recently said they were using Cash App.
That's
so
what I thought they were
Wait.
using, Cash App and money orders.
Was it Cash App?
I'm almost positive that's what
Do we
she
have
said.
that? Do we have that woman on that called?
Yeah, I could call Yesenia.
Yeah, ask Yesenia what. Yesenia,
She
what
did. She said Cash App.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought she was saying a Cash App. I didn't know there was that's the brand, Cash App. Okay, so if we go to Cash App, we tell them that we got people being ripped off?
Correct. And they're actually really good about it. Actually, to be honest, Cash App goes sometimes too far, where people will just report people because they're pissed off at them over a transaction, and sometimes they'll just shut their account down immediately.
That's what we need to do. I wonder if they'll give us information.
So, no, it happens. And then if you want to attack them, there's also, look up DDoS. It's just a form of attacking somebody's server and filling them with requests to the point where nobody else can get their request in, so they technically can't get to that website anymore because they're being DDoS.
Do you know how to do it? Is it illegal?
It is technically illegal. It does go against...
Hold on. We got to come back.
Did you know People has a podcast? Check out People Every Day, a new podcast from iHeartRadio and People. Join our team each weekday for the latest from Hollywood, exclusive interviews,
this is Cash App.
News, style, and
basically like a online kind of or Cash App kind of banking service transition. You can get a card
like Venmo, right? My kids have one.
And then
they don't have that. My kids have.
And like my job sends my paychecks directly to my other job sends the paychecks directly to this. So that's cool. It's powered by Sutton Bank. So SUTTON.
That's good, man.
But yeah, it's one of the only cash transfer services I trust because, like, anytime I say that something's wrong, sometimes, like he said, they go above and beyond. Like, they will over refund people sometimes.
KRFX HD2 Denver. Coming up at 5 after the hour, listen for your chance to win $1,000 on KHOW Denver.
ABC News, I'm Ellen Lovett. President Biden says he's going to act fast to get more relief checks to Americans and businesses, as well as funding to ramp up vaccinations. Democrats in the Senate advanced his nearly $2 trillion COVID-19 relief package. Democrats can pass the bill with a simple majority, using a maneuver called reconciliation. Republicans have countered with a proposal about a third of the cost.
What Republicans have proposed is either to do nothing or not enough. All of a sudden, many of them rediscovered fiscal restraint and concern for the deficits. But don't kid yourself. This approach will come with a cost. More pain for more people for longer than it has to be.
Word today that actor Christopher Plummer has died. He is best known for playing Captain Von Trapp in The Sound of Music. The 91-year-old died this morning at his home in Connecticut. This is ABC News. Now that New York City has cut business ties with former President Trump, some operations are up for grabs.
After the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol, the city moved to cancel $17 million worth of contracts with the Trump Organization, including the Central Park Carousel near 64th Street, which has delighted kids since the 1950s. Wow. The Parks Department issued a request for proposal, saying the new concessionaire will be required to operate the carousel year-round daily and maintain the
I agree with liberals.
Potential operators are also encouraged to arrange
souvenir
sales and up to 3 food trucks for snacks. The carousel was crafted in 1908 with 58 hand-carved horses. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
New precautions go into effect today for NBA.
Boy, they are erasing him. They're erasing punishing. This is the McCarthy era.
KF94.
Tommy, did you know it doesn't matter? It's so embarrassing to me, the kids. It does not matter where a hostess at a restaurant is going to see us. He will always ask to change seats. I don't even, like, if he has to go to the restroom and says get us seated, I don't even bother anymore because I'll sit. And then he'll say, can we switch to sit somewhere else?
He did that.
We could have a beach view. Did he do that to you?
When we were at Roots Chris, just
every time.
Absolutely said, can we sit over there? And I wondered why. Can we sit over there?
Every time.
Because you guys picked shitty tables.
I didn't pick any.
You could have a seat at with an ocean view, and he's going to have.
Does he do that when you're on vacation?
Yes, everywhere.
I do.
The kids even are like shake their heads at it.
Then why don't you just wait for me to handle it? Why would you sit before me, knowing I'm going to not like it?
So it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer Wet Jet. With Swiffer
Denial of
Wet Jet,
service.
You start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer Wet Jet. The faster, easier, cleaner way.
What'd you say? If they're illegal under Computer Fraud and Abuse Act.
KRFX HD2 Denver. KHOW News Time, 103.
You can get in big trouble for doing that.
That's what I was saying the other day. Denial of service attacks.
Will be advised of the charges against him, which could include first-degree murder and felony menacing. Payne told investigators that he believed the victim, Ricardo Medina Rojas, and possibly other staff members were stealing from him. Some Colorado educators are pushing for this year's CMAS standardized tests for grades 3 through 8 to be canceled.
Given the situation we are in, we all agree that putting all our efforts into quality instruction and supporting students is our top priority. And that means that we agree that CMAS testing should be postponed until next.
Yeah, because the kids can't, everyone's going to fail it. They can't pass these standardized tests this year. Come on, they didn't learn shit this year. These teachers should just be, the people that are supposed to be looking out for the kids are the ones that could give a shit.
Now, impact traffic.
I don't know how the teachers union got so powerful over the years. I just have no idea.
Southbound I-25 at Spear, that's blocking the right lane, jamming.
They're literally telling a lot of states, fuck you, we're not going to open. And there's nothing you do about it. And guess what? We still get paid. I mean, it's fucking the craziest shit.
And on southbound 225 approaching I-25. Off freeway, there's an accident in Lakewood on southbound Wadsworth, just south of Alameda. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy this afternoon. We'll drop down into the low 20s overnight tonight. Partly cloudy tomorrow for your Saturday with a high in the mid-40s. It's 42 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
The Denver Gazette is a better local news option, delivering balanced news you can trust in an all-digital format. News that is for Denver, by Denver. Try it today at denvergazette.com. That's denvergazette.com.
If you've ever sold a home, you know it's a hassle. From the prep work to the open houses, not to mention the surprise showings. What if I told you there was a stress-free way to buy and sell a home? Well, go to orchard.com. Their Move First service helps you buy. Then list your old home once you're
Who wouldn't support?
They're doing another fucking scam.
It's huge.
Or double mortgages.
They're just printing money.
I know, it's amazing.
That's going to have a huge impact on interest rates.
At some point.
We're going to go into a major recession. You know that?
Eventually.
$10,000 less and got asking price on our old one. Highly recommend.
Another
client said,
Hey, Ann, have you been putting our podcast up? I just had someone tell me there hasn't been one since 2-2.
Go to orchard.com now.
I just edited them yesterday, so that's a user error. That's on their part.
Easy.
So they should be up, in other words?
Yeah, they should be up.
It's Ross Kaminsky.
Mornings at 6.
With the military coup in Burma, Chinese pushing towards Taiwan, and Vladimir Putin imprisoning his opposition, there is so much to talk to you.
In all of Idaho.
Yeah. All right, guys, you're back in after this.
Not counting national shows.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We are here to really help you any way we can. And we recommend people, too. That's one of our functions. If you're going through a tough time with divorce, the Harris Law Firm. Now, let me tell you about the Harris Law Firm. Family law. Rich and Lisa Harris, husband and wife, are the owners, and they do. This is their motto: guidance, wisdom, strength, peace of mind. You can do something called an early neutral assessment before you even file. If you're thinking about divorce, what it would look like in your situation. You can also do a collaborative divorce where they'll work with the other party and actually sign documents saying you won't do certain things and everything will be mutually beneficial. Or you can just do a normal divorce. Whatever you need to do, they're there to help you. And you're going to get a different feel than any other law firm, and they're not there to run up bills. That's what I hate about some divorce attorneys. Call them, 303-622-5502. Divorce is a bad, bad thing, for everyone, but you can make the best of it with the Harris Law Firm. HarrisFamilyLaw.com, Harris, HarrisFamilyLaw.com. They've been around 25 years. They do co-parenting, and they do webinars on filing a divorce, doing an appeal, divorcing couples that are over 50. They're all different webinars. Go to Harris Family Law to find out more. And again, call them for a consultation. 303-622-5502. Welcome to the show, and let's talk. We got a few issues here. First, the one inmate gift packaging place, which is a complete ripoff. InmateCarePackage.net. Complete ripoff. The owner cloaks himself behind all kinds of proxies and mail drops. No one knows his real name. He's got several businesses and LLCs. He basically collects money, does not make deliveries. He's found a perfect crime. People mail him money. Now they're using the Cash App and they're using money orders, but he does not absolutely take credit cards, so there's no getting your money back. There's no getting your money back. Now, you would think if enough people complained to Cash App, they would do something. Sal said Cash App's pretty good. Why is Cash App allowing this? Because you know some of these people had to have complained, more than one.
I don't know that. I guess we don't know that. But in my experience, from friends I've seen, and I'm in a lot of forums and a lot of chats online, Discord chats and all that, is Cash App is just known for quickly shutting people down, really, without even looking into it.
Well, then we're going to have to start going on a campaign against this company.
And to get it back open. However, though, the problem is 99.
What's that?
Oh, dang it, we lost him.
Okay, we lost him. I have to move on anyway. Bill, you have an overtime issue. What does it do? Tell me what it's about, Bill.
Well, I'm a salaried employee that and they claim that I'm exempt, and in my research, I believe I'm not exempt. And
where did you do your research?
Online.
But did you do it for your state? What state are you in?
Colorado.
Why do you think you're exempt?
No, he doesn't think he's exempt. He thinks he's non-exempt.
That's what I mean. Why?
Because of the criteria that I've read.
What part of the criteria, though? That's what I'm asking. Specifically, why?
I don't hire. I don't have any input on any of that.
But do you manage?
I do not.
An exempt employee is not eligible. Now, it is defined federally, although it might be enforced by the state. It says there are 3 main requirements that you must meet to be considered exempt. Okay, first, you earn a salary. Second, employees must earn the salary threshold set by FLSA to be exempt. And then it says right now, for 2020, you had to earn a minimum of $35,500 a year, and that's gross. Did you make a minimum of $35,500?
Yes.
Okay, so those 2 so far. You have a salary, and it's over $35,500. The third one is, beyond that, you have to have, professional roles that require a higher expertise or knowledge. That's weird. That could be general. What did you do what do you do for the company?
I work in transportation. It's a plant, so I do mechanic work, run the plant.
Okay, listen, when you say run the plant, what does that mean?
It's a big machine that does a process, so you fire it up, monitor it.
What's the process?
It takes product and then makes it into animal feed.
Okay. By the way, it has nothing to do, you said something about hiring and firing. That is not a requirement of an exempt employee. Not a requirement. Okay. So where did you get that from?
I read it online.
No.
There was you have to be in a management.
To give you an idea.
Now listen.
King Soopers, Walmart, there's a lot of people that are salary and they can't fire anybody.
Yeah. But there's all kinds of exemptions. And I don't know what to say other than it says here that there's all kinds of different exemptions. But in other words, if they want to call you exempt, what I'm saying is they probably can. I mean, unless they're trying to take advantage of the law.
The one thing they can't
You have to get a determination before
let's say you work 65 hours. If you're on minimum wage and that extra overtime, that 25 hours of overtime and that advantage at time and a half added with the minimum wage was under your salary, then they're breaking the rules. But you've got to do that math.
Mark, here's the deal. What you're saying is if the hours worked would have been more than his salary?
With overtime at minimum wage.
Okay. But you can't, if you made minimum wage, you can't be exempt.
I agree, because it's like 30 or 40 grand you have to make at least.
Okay, so
I would do store managers. I would have lots of people on salary back in the Goodyear days. And typically, they all made over, I think it had to be over 30. But, I mean, they made more than that.
Now it's 35.5.
Yeah, they didn't have to be able to hire or fire by any means.
What is some of the other evidence you feel makes you non-exempt? Okay, because the hiring and firing is not one. Tell me one.
Well, I read that, like people that get commissions, managerial positions.
No, of course, no. Commissions and managerial are not the only exempt employees, so that's not a requirement that you get paid commissions.
Right, I'm just giving you some examples.
No, I'm giving what I want from you so I can help you is why do you think you are non-exempt?
Because I pretty much perform the same duties as all my coworkers.
Okay. Is there any difference in duties? You said you supervised. Do the other employees supervise?
Well, I didn't say I supervise. I operate the machinery.
I thought you said you ran the plant, but okay. So, are you saying, Bill, because this is only going to get shot down anyway, so let's get right to it between you and me where they're not listening. Maybe you come up with a different argument. Bill, are you at par, exactly equal to those other employees?
Yes.
Okay, you have no supervisory or any kind of advantage over them at all.
More of an education, trained on more things?
I'm saying as your duty, you're doing exactly the same, and they're non-exempt and you're exempt. Are they making the same as you?
They're probably hourly.
I know, but are they making the same?
When you factor in all the overtime that I'm putting in and brings my wage down, that, yeah, it is comparable.
No, that's not. See, that's not what I'm saying. I'm asking about side-by-side yearly amount. Are they making more than $35,500?
Yes.
Without overtime?
Oh, everybody gets overtime.
Okay, well...
I'm just not being compensated for it.
Okay, Bill, are the other employees making over $35,500 without overtime?
Yes.
Okay, how much are they making without overtime?
I would say the lowest paid one without overtime would be right in the $40,000 range.
Okay, so if you're telling me you're exactly the same as those other employees and they're not calling them exempt, then you have a case. Okay, you have
hourly,
what's that?
I said they're all hourly.
I understand, but you're saying the work, the skill, the level, the supervisory capacities, the authority, everything is exactly the same as you. You are no different than they are. You cannot tell them what to do. You are exactly the same. If that's the case, well, okay, then you shouldn't be exempt. Why did they pick on you to be exempt and not them?
Well, when I accepted my promotion, I went to salary.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you just told me you were exactly the same. Now he's saying something about a promotion, which I need to know about.
Get found fast, 30 seconds.
Did you know that...
Get found... Yeah, okay.
One has many...
That was unbelievable.
Mark, you need to get down fast.
Yeah. That was so unbelievable. I mean, you asked in 12 different ways.
Toxic and can cause cancer, and breathing them could affect your health. For more information, visit smokeissmoke.com.
Mark, are you doing this get found fast?
Yeah.
Smoking
Says coming up 5 seconds.
to breathe smoke-free air.
Go ahead.
All right, getfoundfast.com. If you have a company website, I'm telling you, the chances are you probably haven't looked at your own website in 60 to 90 days. You need to go check it out. But what you really need to do to make sure you stay with the competition, if you're a pizza place and you're in Castle Rock, when someone types in Google, Yahoo, or Bing, pizza delivery, you want to pop up. You don't want to be on the third page. The guys at GetFoundFast.com can help you out. They have grown referral lists with us so much, it's unbelievable. They'll sit with you. They'll do a webinar. It's 100% free. They'll give you great free information, and just the free information can help you big time. They'll tell you some secrets with Google and how to look at certain things that you probably never have done, and that's all free. But check them out right now, GetFoundFast.com.
Hi, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino for Colorado Pain Care. Individual treatment plans, comprehensive, with safe use of medication, physical therapy, custom exercise, acupuncture, counseling, nerve blocks for nerve and spinal cord stimulating, even stem cells and PRP. Founded by local doctors, recognized by all major insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, and workers' comp. Get your life back. 303.pain or ColoradoPainCare.com. Well, it's the start of a new year, and if you're a timeshare owner, you probably just paid your annual maintenance fees. But if you're feeling stuck in your unwanted timeshare, it's not too late to get out, even if you've already paid those fees. This month only, get a maintenance fee credit with Timeshare Termination Team. So for those timeshare owners who have already paid your maintenance fees for this year, it's not too late. Get started with Timeshare Termination Team this month, and they will apply what you paid for this year's maintenance fee toward the cost of our services. Timeshare Termination Team will get you out of your timeshare legally and permanently, guaranteed in writing. So if you're ready to...
Well, I'm exactly like him. Oh, well, when I accepted my promotion...
And receive a maintenance fee credit this month only. So call 303-766-2255. That's 303-766-2255, or visit timeshareterminationteam.com today. Timeshare Termination Team. They will get you out.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans, and rates are still at record lows, but you don't want to play a waiting game because you're likely to get burned. Call Ideal Home Loans today where you can take advantage of...
You know, Mark, before the internet, when I was doing the help center and the show, do you know I had on my computer, they were old PCs, I literally took it, there's no way, I had a searchable database of shit that I've gathered. It was all the consumer, like Access, everything I need to know, like about exempt.
That's what I mean, you probably use Access.
No, something Fox I bought.
And save even more for driving safely.
Some database.
Yeah, in the beginning. No, DBase was the first one I thought. I gotta remember, but it was unbelievable.
That's deep.
I'm Dr. Baker, an ER physician. If you're having leg pain, swelling, or redness, but haven't talked to your doctor yet, don't wait. This could be deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot which could travel to your lungs and lead to a pulmonary embolism, which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty breathing and be deadly. Your symptoms can mean something serious, so don't wait. Talk to a doctor right away, by phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
You know, so-and-so across the hall charges $500 to go meet a client.
Who's so-and-so?
Big contract. I don't want to say his name on here, but in order to go see a client with a sales rep, I bills to show up. Now,
that guy's fucking so is he a football player?
I don't know, but don't say it on here. But listen, I wondered something though. I heard that from Susan, so I know it's. I heard it from a sales rep that does it. But let me ask you this: do you think it's possible that they compensate that too? That's part of his overall.
Yeah.
In other words, it's part of his contract.
Nobody would pay that.
Yeah, because there's no way there's no.
That's written in. Yeah. He had one hell of a name.
Fuck yeah, can you imagine that? So if they want him to go out,
yeah, $750 plus.
Exergen temporal scanner them up.
30 seconds.
Variably cloudy afternoon. The high
so I guess that's what I'm saying. When she first told me that, I'm picturing the client. But why would a client pay that in a million years?
What's that? Is brought to you by Coaching Alliance. Get issues with you, your high school.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't get it. Yeah, of course not. In fact, he might not get any. Well, it depends what's in the contract.
The youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators.
DivsLink.org. Number one.
Denver's Talk Station, 630 K-House.
And it wasn't him.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so, Bill, we didn't mean to give you a hard time, but I asked you if you were exactly the same as your other employees who are non-exempt. You're exempt. You said yes, and I said, then how did you get exempt? You said, well, when I accepted my promotion. So, Bill, what promotion was that you accepted?
Well, I changed my title, but my responsibility never changed.
Bill, listen, seriously. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want you to waste time. But we have people at the division of our labor and out division of whatever it's called in labor. We know that you can get right through and probably win if you're telling me the truth as the truth is, not as you interpret it. What was the promotion? What was the title change?
I went from plant operator to foreman was the title.
Well, guess what, Bill? The other ones are not foremans. So I don't care what you're saying. I don't care what you say. The other ones are not foremans.
Tom, what he is saying that is curious, because I don't know the rules on this. If you and I have the exact same cashier job at Walmart,
right,
and you're my supervisor,
right,
or you get promoted to my supervisor, but you literally don't do anything else, but now you don't get overtime.
Hold on. But why would they do that, Mark?
Well, that's what he's saying.
No, I understand, but here's the question.
He's saying they basically promoted him just to screw him out of overtime.
Now, hold on, though. The question would be this. Why would they do it to him to screw him out of overtime, but not someone else?
No, I don't think they did. I think he probably has more responsibility.
Or more knowledge or more something. What I'm getting at
or more base pay.
Or what I'm getting at is the state doesn't take this lightly. If an employee was just being cheated. For example, if there were no other people in your department and all of a sudden they make you a foreman or supervisor just to screw you out of overtime, the state would have issue with that, Bill. They would. But if you're telling me, Bill, you can't tell any of your fellow workers to do anything at all, nothing, you have zero responsibilities, then it could be an abuse. But, Bill, would your employer say that? Would they agree with you that you have zero responsibilities?
Oh, I'm sure they wouldn't.
Okay, then let me ask you why then. Why would anyone in their right mind take that position that has zero responsibilities? They come to you and say, you know, Bill, you're making a hell of a lot of overtime. We're going to do you a favor. We're going to reduce your pay, and we're going to make you a foreman, okay? And you said, yes, I will. Why did you accept it?
I accepted it under the premise that I wouldn't be doing all this overtime, and that actually came true with my previous supervisor. Then he quit, and now things have changed.
What did they say that your duties would be as a supervisor?
It's not a supervisor. It's foreman, the title.
No, I don't care what you call it. Okay, I mean, what did you think it meant?
Well, I had an agreement with my previous supervisor that I basically can do any job here, and so when people call in sick or are on vacation or whatever, I can fill in that capacity. But I don't supervise anybody.
Okay.
And I agreed to go to salary under the premise that I wouldn't be doing all this overtime.
And you have that in writing?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Let me ask something.
One more thing.
Have you talked to him about it?
One more
have
thing.
You said, can I go back?
Can other employees fill in the other jobs?
Some, in some capacity.
All right. Bill, listen. You need to complain to Wage and Hour. You really do. You really need to make a formal complaint. And by the way, unlike other do-nothing government offices, I got to give them kudos. Wage and Hour actually investigates complaints.
Oh, you know it. We had some moron. I'm not going to go into it.
But
they showed up and they did an entire investigation. And, of course, we were spotless, but holy moly.
Yeah, so all you have to do is make a complaint that you are being screwed out of overtime. And the only reason is they gave you a title with no meaning.
That's it in a nutshell.
Now, you need to do it. Wage and Hour. Suzanne, do we have an angel at Wage and Hour? Do we have an angel? Oh, she's on the phone. Never mind.
But have you talked to your employer about it out of curiosity?
Wage and Hour.
Yes.
And they said too
bad.
And employment folks?
No, Wage and Hour's labor. But he can give us one maybe. That's what we'll do. We'll ask our unemployment guy. He must know someone possibly. Unless they're two separate... I don't know if...
He'll know someone.
He'll know someone. Because what we want to do, that's an abuse, Bill. That really is. I mean, I tried to trick you. I tried to say everything I could to get you off track. And it sounds like... I don't know, man. It sounds like they took the one who was getting the most overtime and saved that money.
That's exactly how it was when I worked hourly before. In a year, I'd work 450 hours.
No, I get it. They took the one. I asked why you. Well, that's the answer. And you have to tell them that when you talk to them, that it's a very simple issue. You were making the most overtime as anyone. Therefore, they took you and offered you job as foreman, saying it would be better for you. And what they did, in essence, is just gave you a title that meant nothing and actually lowered your pay. Okay?
Correct.
All right. Hold on.
You are going to get them upset, though. Just
Hold
so
on.
You remember that part.
Well, yeah, I know, but hell, I mean, okay, Suzanne, get his information. Don't hang up, Bill. Let Suzanne get the information so we have it to give to somebody.
Yeah, they put the okey doke on him.
Jason, man, I hate keep putting this off, and I know you're saying the repo people are stalking you. Now, one thing I want to tell you: you're living in your car. You had some hard luck. You owe some back money. Do you have a plan for getting out of this situation?
Well, I've exhausted. I've checked in any resource I could right here now, here locally, the VA.
What are you looking for? I don't know what you're looking for. What are you looking for?
I need to get help to get out of this repo position because there's another factor in this.
What is it?
I bought as is, right? Just like I missed a little bit of the show earlier. I had to buy snow tires. So when I did that, I went to get an alignment. They couldn't align it because my frame is bent. So I don't want to. I hadn't told them anything about this finance company, whoever on that end. I don't want them to associate with me being behind with that. You know, oh, this is wrong. I'm not going to pay my, no, that has nothing to do with it.
Well, get to the point. Tell me what the other factor is right now.
Well, that's the other factor.
What's the other factor?
Okay, if they repossess it, then I can't have time to get this bent frame situation checked out and see if, maybe that might get me out of if it's messed up. I mean,
Rob,
what are you saying?
I mean, excuse me. I don't know what you're saying. Jason, you're saying that you want to keep the car long enough to find out if there's something wrong with it, and if there is, you might get out of the deal altogether. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You're not going to get out of the deal altogether, Jason. You bought the car as is. Now, if you proved there was fraud involved, it would take you more money and longer to prove there was fraud involved than getting the frame fixed. I mean, you're not in a position exactly to have a lot of strength here. What car dealer did you buy it from?
It's a car dealer in Greeley, Class Auto.
Yeah. If it comes from Greeley or Longmont, you pretty much have a rotten piece of crap car dealer. I mean, I don't know how else to tell you. They for some reason, they all got together and went to Greeley and Longmont. But there's some bad ones in Denver, too. But most of them, per capita, Greeley and Longmont. But, Jason, if you're saying you were sold a lemon or you sold a bad car and now you're screwed, and so, I mean, this is a weird situation. You want to delay as long as possible. Since you have crap credit... Since you have crap credit anyway, I mean, this car, the only good part about this car is you're living in it, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I give that up, then, no more jobs.
I know, man. Okay. You know what? You'd be better off. I'm serious when I say this, Jason. You'd be better off letting them take it. They can't take anything from you. You're down and out. And if we could find you a car, because at least we have a living, walking, breathing, working person who needs a car. You know what I'm saying? That would be the easiest way to help you, is to try to find a car. And I'm not kidding.
Okay.
And then just let them have this piece of crap.
How did you, I guess I missed it, how did you go from living in a house and everything to living in a car now?
Okay, well, I'm from Louisiana.
The short story.
The short story, bro.
Okay,
you got sick or what?
No, I moved in with my sister, and it got very toxic quick. She's lefty, hardcore. It's crazy. So I got out of that situation. I just couldn't take it anymore, and I'm in my car.
I got it, man. I got it. Listen. Suzanne, Bill, I wanted to take his name and number in case we get a contact at the state. And then Jason, I don't know. Take his number in case we can find somebody to donate a car, okay? I don't know what else to say, Jason. We're not going to get you out of the repo. We can't get them off your back. There's no way. You owe them money. Jason, you understand that. There's nothing we can do to get the repo people off your back. We got to take a break.
Right, like chiropractic in a minute.
With Tom Martino now, Michael Brown at 2, 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Ad Council.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, an accident on southbound I-25 at Spear has been cleared, but still some residual slowing from I-70. Now there's a crash on the Boulder Turnpike eastbound just past Wadsworth, blocking the right lane, backing things up through there. Seeing the usual volume slowing on westbound 270 through Commerce City. Also a bit sluggish on northbound I-25 heading into downtown. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy this afternoon. Will drop down into the low 20s overnight tonight. Partly cloudy tomorrow for your Saturday with a high in the mid-40s. Mostly sunny and 53 on Sunday. It's 42 right now in Denver. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
There's no guidebook to adopting a teen, but that's over.
Right, like chiropractic, 10 seconds.
All to be a perfect parent. Go to adoptuskids.org to learn more about how to be the perfect parent to teens in foster care. Sponsored by Ad Council.
Bright Light Chiropractic is the chiropractic office for families. Chiropractic office for people who are maybe just a little sketchy about chiropractic. They haven't tried it before, or they don't like jarring adjustments. You will get quick, gentle, targeted adjustments. Yes, that's what he does. It's a neurotechnique that is very, very effective. You get a comprehensive evaluation and imaging for just $49. Do you know that adjustments are as low as $30? Find out more. BrightLightDenver.com, a great chiropractor. Dr. Mike Hederscheit, University County Line area, 720-583-4506.
I didn't hear what I'm doing with that Jason guy.
Okay. I just want to keep him there in case under some folder for help. We find somebody who can donate him a car. Otherwise, he's SOL. There's nothing we can do.
Okay, all right. Real quick, I have the guy on that looked at the Sam the Concrete Man job. So I was hoping you could take him.
I got it, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
We're so fucking good. Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. We'll find out how that job really looks.
Yeah.
Any questions?
Person that's like Ken Williams, he's a perfectionist.
Valentine gift for your special someone.
Ken's retired. Nobody can kept up to his standards.
With Tempting Touch Pajamas, exclusively from pajamagram.com.
I'm convinced he didn't get as rich and make as much money as he could because of how he did it. I mean, he just was too much.
You think?
Oh, no, I'm talking about, the guy, Williams. Ken.
And irresistible to wear and beg to be touched. She'll slip these on after a long day and start melting away her stress. You'll love them too. Check them out at pajamagram.com. Best of all, every pajamagram includes free gift packaging, which means you don't have to wrap a thing. So get her Tempting Touch Pajamas and your free gift packaging today. Just go to pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Valentine's Day is guaranteed. That's pajamagram.com. This is the Dispatch Health House Call Team. Hi there. They provide urgent medical care in the comfort and privacy of your
I love this idea of this place.
Of what place?
Listen to him.
Yep, it's that easy. The Dispatch Health Team arrives at your door able to treat everything an urgent care can, and more. They come fully equipped with COVID-19 tests and can treat COVID-19 conditions in your home. They also treat a wide range of everyday issues, including respiratory infections like flu and pneumonia, migraines,
How much are they?
sprains, strains, and minor fractures. Plus, Dispatch Health is in-network with most health insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicare Advantage. So the next time you're sick or injured, stay home, stay safe, and let Dispatch Health come to you. Do you have questions about getting a house call during the COVID-19 pandemic, or want to sign up for your free account? Visit dispatchhealth.com.
Very interesting.
That's dispatchhealth.com.
Have you thought about buying a new home? Maybe you want something bigger because you're working at home, or maybe you're just ready for a new neighborhood. Well, listen to this. Mortgage rates continue to be at historic lows, helping to keep home ownership affordable. It's especially true when you work with Colorado's American Financing. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and I love American Financing, not just because they've been around for 20 years, not just because they're from Colorado, but because I've done my mortgage and my refinance with them. So I know that they know what it takes to get you into a home for less. From custom loan programs to down payment assistance, their mortgage consultants can do it all without ever charging upfront or hidden fees. And if you need a realtor, they can connect you with some of the best agents in Colorado. Don't put your new home purchase off any longer. Call American Financing today. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000.
Inmate care package. If I could get a picture of this guy, I wonder if he's on. I wonder if he's on LinkedIn.
To keep your home comfortable and running its best, make Prime Plumbing and Heating your first call. Their professional technicians provide comprehensive plumbing and services for HVAC, water heaters, furnaces, and more. Licensed and insured, Prime Plumbing and Heating offers competitive upfront pricing. And you never have to worry about high-pressure sales. 24/7 emergency service also available. Call 720-542-8153. That's 720-542-8153. Or visit PrimePlumbingHeating.com.
One of the biggest mistakes we make when starting a business is getting into a bad lease. You can avoid it with a simple consultation with the real estate firm I highly recommend. O'Brien Legal Services, OLSlaw.com. A few $100 could save you thousands in trouble. And I know O'Brien Legal Services is a smart move for any real estate issue, commercial or residential. 720-370-7388. 720-370-7388. O'Brien Legal Services.
Weekdays 2 to 4. The Situation with Michael Brown.
Well, guess how Biden's going to cash in his dad being president again by publishing a memoir that is titled Beautiful Things. So I want to ask you, what beautiful things do you...
All right, gentlemen, finish strong. Here you go. Holy crap. Look what time it is.
We have one more break, right?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. SentryRV.com. It's car day today. We had some car issues earlier. Sentry RV for new and used RVs. There are two locations, north on I-25 and exit 240, and west, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. They have new and used RVs, new RVs starting at around, honest to God, around $10,000. And they also have a service department, which is very important. SentryRV.com, 303-453-1111. Okay, so Rachel has a question. I noticed she's been waiting. I do want to get Rachel in for sure. And then we're going to Rob, the concrete guy, who looked at the concrete for us on that other job. Rachel, you have a question about quitting your job. Go ahead.
Yes, I do. So, in short, last year I became a partner in the company that I am in. And so I actually have two questions, I guess.
Yes.
Know if my contract holds any legal value. And my second question would be, how can I assure payment at a reasonable time after quitting, considering that I'm a 1099 contractor?
Now, you're a you were a subcontractor, right? And
yes.
And as a subcontractor, you have an LLC, and that's what wrote the contract, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what I need to know is, you said you became an owner. What do you mean?
Can you repeat that for me one more time?
Didn't you say something about ownership?
Yes. So last year, I technically became, according to my contract, a profit-sharing partner.
But not an owner.
Not an owner until after 4 years with the company, and I will be considered an owner of 4%.
Okay. You want to know if this contract has any legal value. I can't tell you that, but I can have... Bottom line is this. All contracts have some bearing if you signed it. If everyone signed it, it's a contract, right? Unless it is what's called egregious and violates your rights, and things like, I'll never hire a black person when I'm subcontracting to this firm or something like that. Obviously, we're talking about nothing like that. We're talking about a normal contract, and your question is, when is the reasonable time to be paid? First, what service were you providing under this subcontract arrangement?
So, you mean like in the partnership role that I'm in now?
Well, I'm confused about this partnership role. This LLC, you own the LLC, right? R&R?
I will become part owner after 4 years.
Okay,
So
well
right
then,
now
hold
it's
on.
basically
When you
split up.
started doing work for R&R then, what were you, an employee?
I was considered, no, I've always been a 1099, but I was considered just a field technician.
Okay, what did you do for them, for R&R? What did you do for them?
So we repair hard surfaces. We typically work for new builds, new construction. So we'll go into houses and fix anything along the lines of cracked bathtubs, chipped floors and railing, countertops.
Okay, fine, got it. You go in to do cosmetic repairs. You were a technician. You were going in and doing it, but you were being paid by R&R, and R&R was being paid by the builder.
Yes.
Okay. While you were working, were you really a subcontractor? It doesn't matter because it's water under the bridge. Maybe you were, maybe you weren't. But now you're a partner in R&R. First and foremost, were you paid for all of the services you rendered before you became a partner?
Yes.
Okay. So now you're simply asking, when will I get my profit share that is spelled out in this contract?
So not necessarily. What I'm asking is, this partnership, in short, is not what I thought it would be, and I would like to get out of it. So when I do give my 2 weeks notice, the research that I've done shows that a W-2 employee, the employer has an allotted amount of time to pay their employee. Since I'm not considered an employee, I want to know when a reasonable time to be paid is.
That's up to a court of law. You know what? I mean, in some cases, 3 months is reasonable. In other cases, 30 days is reasonable. I mean, it really depends on the nature of the business. And also, I'm not sure what you're due because I didn't have a chance to read this whole thing. But you have a contract here, and this contract calls for payment of $60,000 a year. And it says it'll be paid on the 15th and the blah, blah. Were you paid anything? You signed this. You signed this when? On January 1st of last year. Did you get paid anything under this new arrangement?
I did, yes. So I'm paid biweekly. So the $2,500 I do make biweekly. So that's just the salary portion.
All right. So did you get the latest $2,500 pay?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, then, what are you asking about? Your share of profits?
So what I'm asking about is I want to get out of this company completely, and I'm worried that when I leave, that the money that I'm owed will be withheld because we're back paid 2 weeks, and so I'm worried that I'm not going to get a final paycheck. Now, the
$2,500 you can easily get. You can show a history of the $2,500. You can show that you're owed the money. And so you can put a lien on the houses that you're a 1099. You can go put liens on these houses, and you can get you make sure you get paid, or you go to small claims court. Done and done. But as far as profits, I'm not sure of anything there as far as ownership. You're definitely not going to get an ownership because you're out early. And as far as profit sharing, it says amount to be paid April 1st the following year. So come April of this year, you're supposed to get 2%, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, guess what? You may not get that if you leave. Are you going to leave before April?
That's the plan as of now, yes.
Well, then you're not going to get you don't care about the profit sharing.
No, not necessarily. I'm just wondering about the $2,500 because, like,
then here's what I would do. Here's what I would do. This is not legal advice. I would write a letter referencing this agreement saying I would like to discontinue our arrangement and make this friendly and mutual. I simply want to be paid my last pay period of $2,500, and I forego any profits or ownership or profit sharing in the future, and we leave each other harmless, and just present it. That's all you have to do, and see what they say. Do that first.
Okay.
That's the easiest thing. Then call us back. But that's the easiest thing to do first. And if that was me, that's what I'd do. All right, coming back, only one thing we're going to do, and that is examine this concrete walkway that we had an independent person go out and look from the Denver Concrete Company. More coming up.
888 Heating and Frank Duran. In this break, I got them back to back for you guys.
I'll do Frank first. Traffic. What? I'm doing Frank first. That's what you're going to do. It's your thing.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, an accident southbound I-25 at Spear has been cleared. Still some residual slowing from I-70. but it is looking better there. And there's a crash on the Boulder Turnpike eastbound just past Wadsworth, blocking the right lane, backing things up through there. Seeing the usual volume slowing westbound 270 through Commerce City. Also slow northbound I-25 between Santa Fe and 6th. And that ramp from eastbound 6th Avenue onto I-25 is also heavy. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy this afternoon, will drop down into the low 20s overnight tonight. It's 43 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHOW.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive
Here you guys go, Frank Duran and 888 Heating.
A nonprofit offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit evzone.org.
You do not usually hear me say the best. I mean, I love good people, and I say excellent, great values, blah, blah, blah. The best when it comes to Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Now, there might be other good people, even great people, but I have never met anyone who can come close to Frank when it comes to being a real estate broker to help you, whether it's negotiating to buy or sell. I just never found anyone better. Perhaps that's the reason he doesn't hold anyone to a long-term contract, because he knows he just needs one day, and if you're happy, you'll keep him. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
You know, 888heating.com is an incredible company, and I'm going to tell you why. They give you, the consumer, all the choices. There's a lot of times you can't afford a new furnace, and I'll tell you what, there's a lot of companies that will show up, and you're calling them because your furnace is making noise or has a problem. They'll end up cramming a new furnace down your throat. I'm telling you, the guys at 888heating.com give you the choices. They'll tell you how much it is to fix, even if it is an older unit. And it can be an air conditioner, it can be your furnace, and if you do want a new unit, guess what? They've got multiple choices for you. They've got economical units. They got the top-of-the-line stuff. They give you, the consumer, all the power. Their financing is unbelievable. A new system could be as low as $50 a month. They also do water heaters. These guys are great. 888heating.com. Write it down. It's also a number, 888heating.com.
Is your mic still on, Mark?
And mysterious death of
I don't know why I've done that lately. I used to never do that.
in 1970.
The story was that my brother took a gun off a police officer in Choctaw. Most people don't believe that.
Listen to the Long Shot with Chairman podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, we're going up to Boulder Grove.
Yeah, have a good time, man.
That was on my mind.
You're wondering
She loves doing that kind of stuff.
whether your money is in the right
You ever go through Golden, or you always go
93 when we're going to the other end.
Yeah, like by CU or whatever.
That comes into Boulder, a nice place. But traffic's everywhere.
To enjoy
Man, I'm afraid to even talk about it.
That's one benefit of
COVID.
God, there's been some benefits, you know, but don't really, because the people that are staying away are fucking people I don't know.
for your children, and we can help you just
I don't
like we help
know
thousands of folks just like you for more than 30 years.
No, in fact,
Isn't that a terrible thing to say?
no, there's a lot of truth to
Or
it.
visit us at RiceDelman.com. That's RiceDelman.com.
See, you might actually make it without getting this round of COVID if you can get your shot next week.
COVID-19 tax
I was pretty convinced you'd have it. I'm still convinced you'll have a version of it.
Oh, you think I'll get something?
Something.
Yeah.
I think everybody will, not just you, man.
And especially stressful.
You mean like something light or something?
Yeah, I think
I'm a hypochondriac, man. Yeah, I hate to be sick.
See, you still, it's so funny because I was like you. I didn't know how my body would react to it.
You're thinking, oh shit, all of a sudden.
But it's like,
I'll be in the hospital.
You won't.
But you don't know.
No, but yeah, you pretty much do, honestly. I don't think you would be.
What about these people that say, oh, he was in perfect health?
Because they weren't.
This pandemic in the best possible tax position. Way better than you could do on your
You know, my dad at almost 80 was in for 4 days, and then 2 days later, he's perfect. So, I mean, it's like, The therapeutics, my point is, have come so far from the beginning. They know how to treat her. At the beginning, I read that the breathers were a bad deal.
Right now.
Ventilators.
In a 401k or IRA, and you plan to take out the recommended percentage.
Hey, what's an iron lung? Is that a real thing? Like, if you have no lung, it can keep you breathing?
Yeah, but there's a better and safer way to secure your income in retirement. Discover how. The free book called Rescue Your Retirement. This wealth building strategy has never had a losing year in more than a century. In fact, even the man who invented the 401k now prefers this method.
Have an iron lung?
Rescue your retirement free for just a small shipping charge and enjoy a safe landing and
But of that,
get this free book and make sure
of all things, that
I read about it. I saw
I was saying, you must have seen a movie or something.
Just grow wealth.
Oh my God, it was. I wouldn't. But I wonder what they look like today. I wonder if it's like, everything has come a long way. I wonder what, because the reason it had to be like that is it creates, literally, I mean, it breathes. Without having a ventilator. But if you have like emphysema or something, or lung cancer, can you get one and live or no?
Actually, Mark, I don't know if they have them anymore. Honest to God, you brought that up, and I thought about that during this thing. Iron lung. Okay, now you look at them, they're fucking here. Also known, look at tank ventilators. Oh my God, it's the biggest fucking.
Is it still huge?
Ventilator.
$1,000.
Iron lung.
Oh my God, it's ginormous. You can't move.
For the 12K a day giveaway.
But are they still?
Oh my God, what is even the purpose of it?
Well, it's almost like you're dead.
The Gyrie's loyalty program. Stop by a store or go to
GUIRYS.com to sign up today. Gyrie's, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
Rob, I'm Tom Martino. I'm sorry for a lack of time, but I'm so appreciative of you going out there. To make a long story short, Sam the Concrete Man from Referralist.com went out. He did one patio, a small landing on the left, a small landing on the right, or whatever you want to call it, flat work, and then he had a sidewalk connecting them. The owner said the sidewalk had too much of a slope. It wasn't gradual enough from one to the other in a change of elevation, and also said he didn't like the edge work on it. So in general, I wanted you to give an opinion, Rob.
Okay, Tom. It's actually a sidewalk and a stoop from the driveway to the front door.
Okay.
It's all one. It's one contiguous pour. It's not multiple pours. So John wanted just one step off the stoop and a sidewalk that sloped to the driveway. When they formed it up with two steps up to the door. So the concrete was actually in the street spinning when they made the...
Well, what is your opinion of the job? Let's just, really, we don't care about this because we don't know anything about it. We just want to know about what you think of the end product.
Bottom line is it's one pour. It's fairly sloppy. There's edges that are sloppy. The forming was sloppy. The way it runs downhill and uphill is sloppy. But the biggest point of contention is the edges. You want a live
yeah. All right. Listen.
And it's just not done.
All right, listen. I would love to have you back because we need to revisit this, okay? Because I want to get the owner on, and I do want to get Sam the Concrete Man on, the representative. Okay, so we're out of time. So remember, 303-MARTINO, you can call 24/7 for help. 303-MARTINO. Don't forget, Referralist.com for help, information, and referrals.
Follow Tom Martino
That is so fucking jarring.
I know it.
I mean, it really is so jarring the way it just set it and gradually cut it 100 decibels. It's like, it's Jesus. I mean, it comes out.
You deserve better. Thousands of happy customers have switched to become.
I need to remind you that out music has to be adjusted.
Yeah, it does.